Well, it is that time once more. We're going to be doing some Gwent. So we'll just flick over to that. I'm assuming that's working. Yes, marvellous. Just a slight delay on the preview as to what it was actually doing. What it was actually doing was waiting for me to deal with the transition. But nonetheless, it should kick in straight away. Come on. Thank you. Never quite kicks in straight away, but it always does kick in. And that's what we need. For all we are Gwenting once again. Where did you go? I went to the shops. What did you get? It doesn't work. That question doesn't work with that joke. The man with his pipe is summoning the dead, maybe. I'm not entirely sure who he is specifically. I don't recognise him. Okay, so our daily quest: win 5 matches. That might be more difficult than you would think. As the faction Skellige, that's probably going to be even more difficult because I don't know how Skellige works. I think a lot of it's ships. There's a lot of ships with Skellige, and obviously the Skellige what's-its. Oh, I can? Oh, fuck it, we'll change the quest. Ah, monsters! That's more like what I was after, because we're used to the monsters in previous tests and previous sort of tutorials. Here's my daily reward. Oh, lovely. That 30 sort of card shreddings and a key. Superb. That's nice. A deck builder. I'm probably not going to bother with deck building for now. I think we'll just go straight in. Monsters starter deck. Lovely. Can't really do anything with that. I don't think. Yeah. We kind of looked through a lot of this and there's not a lot I can do. Change card back. I'm slightly surprised. Okay, so that is the Greenhorn card back, or the basic monster card back. Unfortunately, that seems to be the only ones we have. I really thought there was sort of a throne breaker type one, but there apparently isn't. So play. Standard. Yes, standard play is what we're after. Dum-dee-dum. Ah, this should prove interesting. Yes. Probably not that interesting. It's probably going to be an inevitable loss, but there you go. So that's Niflheim. I think we went through that last week. A throat lozenge for you, sir. That's my last word. Right, okay, let's see. So we've got a lovely elder bear. Right, you are useless in the first round, so we'll get rid of you. The Arachas Nest is fine. Boost, fine. Again, that's useless in the first round. Damage an enemy by 2. That's not terrible to have. Thunderbolt. I don't know if I... Fuck it. We'll get rid of Thunderbolt and see what we get. Boost all allied units by 1. And that is Bone Talisman times 2, which is almost inconvenient. I go first. Right. Now then. Okay, do I happen to have Eskel and Vesemir in my deck? One would hope so, otherwise there'd be no point in putting Lambert in. I suppose that's the issue with it not being my deck. Go on, let's start semi-strong by having, theoretically, there we go, yes, Lambert, Vesemir and Eskel. Nice. Oh, and they form a singular picture. That is actually very nice, very impressive. End my turn, yes. I'm fine with ending my turn after summoning those three. I do appreciate the fact that the images work by themselves, but they also work if you have all 3 of them in the right order. I imagine if you put him there, it's not going to work as well, but... Oh, no, I don't think it would. But that would be clever, wouldn't it? If you could place them in any order and it still worked perfectly... That would be truly immense, I think. I am slightly questioning as to whether it would, but I'm fairly certain no, it couldn't. It could never work like that, I don't think. Anyway, okay, so what have you got? You've got a siege tower, okay. I don't know what crew does. Trigger this ability if this unit is between 2 soldiers. Interesting, okay. Gain vitality for 3 turns. Well, that is alarming. I mean, it's unlikely to be able to kill the fucker. I suppose let's use my bone charm on my witches and end my turn, I think. I still technically have the win at the moment, but that's a hell of a, compared to my 3 little lame ducks in a row, That's a hell of a sized thing, especially because he's going to get a hell of a bonus off of that, isn't he? And, blimey, how many times can you do that? Well, this receives a boost. I see. Okay. Why did you get quite so much of a boost? Is that your bloody ability? By 1 and give it zeal. Oh, so I think you've at least burnt through your little thing, as it were. I'm going to use the second bone charm to try and put me back in the game, but I think his units have got the edge on me. They are just powerful. I mean, I could probably try and throw a bear down, but I don't know how many, as is so often the way, I don't know how many I'd like to sort of burn through to try and win this. I mean, at this point, I'm beginning to think maybe nothing more to try and win this, because I mean, 19 over those 3 cards is a hell of a thing. I think I might just let him have that one and hope the next round I can be better. Although I have just wasted the tactical advantage, and I think it's going to be a good experiment to find out. But I think that disappears, which makes it silly. Yes, it does. You do want to just use it immediately. It was very daft not using it. Oh well, never mind. You live and you learn. Mostly you lose and you learn, but so okay. I mean, actually, the deck I've got kind of works. No, I think we'll leave it. I like the cards I happen to have. I will need to build my own deck though, so I know exactly what I've got coming up and available. It is a touch unfortunate having this sort of slightly annoying kind of. I don't know what's in my own deck. I don't know what cards I might have. I don't know what cards are coming up next. I've no idea if it's beneficial to get rid of this card in favour of trying to get another one. Whenever you play a unit... Oh, Christ almighty. Play a unit with less than 4, set its power to 4. Jesus Christ. I think I am entirely outmatched. A bronze unit in my graveyard. So, what's a bronze unit in my graveyard? I haven't got any at the moment. Okay, that's a problem. Not a humongous one, but it is a problem. Whenever you play... Yeah, could probably do with getting rid of him, but I can't deny it. It's going to be very difficult. Okay, there are my 4 drones, which... It's concerning that 4 cards don't beat his 1, which means this is going to be difficult. This is going to be very difficult. What have you got next? Probably something that's going to kick the shit out of my deck. But never mind. So I'm assuming that... Yeah, it's the Arrakis Nest, which is not a bronze, or at least it's not a bronze monster. I mean, I suppose, yeah, it has to be a bronze unit, that's fair enough. The Tri-Dam Infantry. Yeah, okay, whenever it gets a boost, that's not great news. Right. Okay. Wondering if it might be worthwhile trying to eat the infantry in a sort of wolf-packy way. Do I have to... No, just deploy. It doesn't seem to specify it has to be on the front row or anything. So just deploy the wolf and eat the man. That's what we like to see. Deploying the wolf to eat a man. In fact, technically... Oh, it is in fact classified as a wolf pack. I thought it was a lone wolf, but no. You have got the artwork in the background. You've got 2 more with creepy eyes. Come on, what have we got next? I can't imagine it's going to be that difficult to beat me, so... boost the unit by 3. Well, that's aggravating, because that means he's going to do, yep, random damage. Then you can probably do it again, potentially, to do another random damage, yep. Whilst also making your side immensely strong, and my side, no. Nope. Not good. Christ, I don't really know. I really don't know what to do here. I just feel like it feels distinctly like I'm outmatched. Just card for card, I am vastly outmatched. There is no evenness between our sides at this point, but we'll see what happens. I mean, look at the points difference is quite vast. And I'm going to have to throw every card at winning this. Otherwise, that's it. So yeah, the problem is King Burn is going to boost that, I think. Oh, maybe he just boosted it himself. Boosts up by 5 when you play a soldier. Oh yeah, I suppose. Blimey. Golden Riley. It's just going to get out of control very, very quickly, isn't it? That's the issue we've got. I'll throw down a bear, because, as I say, I kind of have to... I basically have to win this round. Otherwise, I'm, you know, not going to get anywhere. Jesus Christ. Yep, and, yep, boosted again, and, of course, King arsehole there. Jeez Louise. Well, we'll have another bear. Throw down another bear. I'm still like two massive great bears, and I'm still lagging majorly behind in terms of score. This is what happens when you play against real people. Real people do better than you. How disappointing. And a Stranger. Every allied turn, and boost the unit to the right by 1. Holy fucking shit! That's even fucking worse, isn't it? That is absolutely even worse. 4 more of those bad boys. Oh, at least, oh, good day to you, Mr. Talaminos. Oh, control at least 5 cards with the same power. At least I got an achievement. I'm going to lose, but I got an achievement doing it, so I suppose it's not a total loss. You've joined me for some Gwent, where it's going badly, because this guy's got cards that link with other cards, that bounce off of other cards, that do shit tons of points. And my deck is the beginner deck that doesn't really do any of that. So he's now upped at 39 to my 18, and I have nothing that is going to help me. Well, this is quite different to the Gwent in the Witcher game. It's evolved quite dramatically over time, I think. Probably to a better state, because I think, if memory serves, Gwent in Witcher 3 felt a little bit unbalanced when I was playing it. I don't know. That's probably an opinion that's wrong, but I'm used to it by now. Now, you may be thinking perhaps it would be better to just pass and give in, but no, I'm not going to. I'm going to... Oh, Jesus Christ, with the sheer levels. Well, there's not a lot of point in using that ghoul, but eventually I'm going to have to. Just keep powering up my bears. Powering up the bears. Let's... no, I might as well leave the carapace for next turn. Basically, it's going to be... If this turn I can score 22 points, 20 more points, so let's see. Oh shit, yes, no, thank you, oops. Front row please, front row, that's it, there we go. I've only got the wolf pack as the consumption target, so consume, and then carapace, fuck it, let's go maximum bear. Oh, double maximum bear. All of the bear. Unfortunately, inevitable loss, I fear, because, yep, I'm facing real people now, and real people actually know what they're doing. No, fuck it, I don't know if you run out of GGs. I remember there was a game, it was the old Atlas Reactor, that had a limited volume of GGs you could utilise. So, I don't know. This one, you can probably just throw a GG down whenever the fuck you fancy. Right, okay, I feel like maybe I do need to actually build a deck, perhaps, because, yeah, I like being monsters. I'll try others at some stage to show them off, but I do quite like the monsters. Limit the GG, I guess it does make it special when you do GG. Well, I think with the GGs in Atlas Reactor, what you could do is you could boost the overall experience of everyone by quite a substantial margin. So they were slightly sort of a bit of a commodity where you'd want to, you know, save them and hopefully get every single person in the game doing a GG, because then everybody in the game benefited from having extra, sort of a lot of extra sort of bits and pieces. Right, okay, so basic carapace. Force of nature. I think I've chosen a faction, haven't I? Or is this... I don't... I was going to say, these are cards. Or is this the ability after all? I think this might be the ability. Spawn a drone and another row. Oh yes. Yes, this might be... Yes, I think I'm choosing an ability. Okay. I don't know fully. Tips and tricks. Here are some cards worth adding to a deck with this ability. Ah, yes, I see, right. So I'm used to Carapace. All of these others are brand new. Boost a unit in your hand by 8. That seems quite good. Looks like that's just a one-shot deal as well. This ability adds 16 provisions to your deck's provisions limit. I see. So I'm assuming better abilities, I imagine, add less. So theoretically, the Fruits of Ithgith is going to be the best ability. It is. I mean, I have no reason to think that's true, but nonetheless, that's what I'm thinking. So, spawn a Gurnakora's fruit on an allied row. At the start of your turn, refresh this ability if you do not control any fruits. Okay, so you've kind of got a bit of a sort of... And Thrive was quite useful last time. So you're suggesting a Bruxa, Slyzard, Katakan, an Alpha Werewolf. I think they're greyed out, potentially, because I don't own any of them, which is slightly awkward. The Araka Swarm, okay. A drone on an allied row, charge of 5. So you can do that potentially multiple times. Whenever you play an organic card, don't know precisely, I'm assuming that's perhaps... I'm assuming by organic just means living, right? I suppose technically, yes, there are lots of dead things in this game. I suppose the fellas who wander around with what's it? Far right, yes. Oh yes, you're quite right. Organic, yes. Ah, so that it is an actual keyword. Fair enough. Oh, well spotted there. That was very well done. Thank you. Spawn drone on the random doodah. Death's Shadow. Destroy an allied monster unit, then spawn and play a base copy of it. Okay, so that's probably quite useful if something of yours has been damaged, I think. Oh, plus you can trigger Death Wishes. So that's actually, yes. So if you can build a deck to do with Death Wish, you'd be quids in there. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 3 turns. Charge 3 once all charges are used up. Spawn an Ekimara into an random allied row. So the Ekimara is a sort of vampire token. So this is apparently very much for vampires. Boost self by 1 if there's a bleeding enemy. Yes, if you've got vampires, they perhaps trigger off of blood. That's quite interesting. And then this one is clearly same Ekimara spawn, but destroy an allied unit and spawn an Ekimara in its row. So again, that'd be quite good for if you've got a lot of Death Wishes. Yeah, summon all copies. They're not kidding when they flag these as advanced plays. I suppose potentially, yeah. Although I must admit, there's sort of the ability to just kill something. Killing something in favour of getting Death Wishes come off is not too bad. But I must admit, I am slightly thinking... Although I quite like the sound of the fruit, because you can just keep summoning the fruit. And Thrive is reasonably good. Bloodscent. Araka Swarm I'm not that interested in. This one, Death's Shadow. But I don't know the issue we've got. Tell you what, for now I'm just going to stick to Carapace because I know that ability, because I don't know what cards I have available to build a deck with. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I've got enough Death Wishes to actually make that sort of shadow thing worth anything. Add cards to your deck and craft new ones. Okay. Crafting new ones, I don't know whether that's going to be worthwhile. Okay, so I'm assuming I can get rid of the tactical advantage and choose something else instead. Interesting. Okay. Well, what I could do with, to a certain extent, is just showing sort of cards. Just owned, please. Yes, just owned will suffice nicely for what I want. And then what are we looking at in terms of order? I think we'd... I mean, at the moment I can't see an order. Ah, I see. I think it's most expensive to put in the deck. That's the one. Right, so tactical advantage is the only one of those I've got. I must admit I am very interested in using Keltullus the Dragon. Every allied turn, on turn end, destroy the lowest unit on the side with the most units. Okay, so that's... I mean, that's kind of very much a sort of... I have... Oh, well, yes, I imagine that is what they mean by advanced, the fact that you need specific cards to work well. But a lot of the monsters do have death wishes, although I don't know how many monsters I have with death wishes. Again, it's very much sort of... I've only got a limited amount of cards. But yes, I like the idea of Keltullus, because one of the things they showed in the tutorial was the idea of having dominance, and he would provide a reasonable chunk of dominance mixed with... But then again, I don't know if I've got any cards that are going to do well with dominance, because a lot of these I'd end up losing more than I get. Oh, there we go. There's a dominance there. But then then again, that might eat my own monster, which is a problem. But I suppose that's, you know, you'd have to calculate that. So I think I will try this dragon. Hopefully I can strategically use the dragon. To be honest, although we are a monster deck, Geralt is Geralt, and therefore very good. Old Spear Tip, again, is good with dominance, and just generally quite nice. Destroy all units with 1 power. For each unit destroyed, boost self by 2. Ah, now, if I have the Arrakis Nest, that's it. So if I use the Arrakis Nest alongside the Glusty Warp, he could boost himself quite a lot. Especially that's boosting by 2, which means you'd get a lot more power out of him. That feels like it could be a worthwhile combo. But one of the things I did spot was the Necas, and the Necas seemed really quite good. Now the other ones I think we'll definitely put in, that I know was quite good from the tutorial. Where are you? There we go. The Ghoul. They're not great first round, so you'd want to ditch them first round. But the second round, you can really get something out of those ghouls by consuming shit from the graveyard. So it works really rather well. Ivo of Belhaven. Okay, so if you've got a lot more witches or wetchers, either one, I suppose arguably putting all of the witches in might work, but I'm not 100% convinced, because I think I want to focus... I want to try and focus on monsters. Destroy 2 allied units of the same border colour, then create and play a unit of the same colour from your faction or neutrals. That sounds complicated and horrendous. So Lacerate. Lacerate was actually quite good in the tutorials. It does, you know, if they've stacked a big row, that's quite good. So I can Oh, that's surprising. I swear, when I last played it, I could have sworn this was a... very much a death wish, but maybe I'm wrong. So moo. So you'd have to wait 1 turn, hope it doesn't get destroyed. So it's a bit of a risky one, but it could work. Now, what the other things I was after is, yes, so dominance, I think maybe worthwhile having one of them. Now, can I craft another one of them? I need 80 doodads. I feel like I've got 80 doodads, but it doesn't seem to want to allow me to craft it. Is there a reason? Because, I mean, I apparently have 20,340 doodads. And yet, for some reason, the craft button is not willing to work. I don't know why. Interesting. Crafting / preview. Can I craft you? There's not even an option for that. Fascinating. Yes. I don't think there's a 2-card limit. You may be absolutely spot on there. Could have sworn it was free, but I'm going to be perfectly willing to accept the fact that I might be thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or, you know, I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely is a free card limit. I might just be sort of putting the limit onto this one. But I could have sworn... Yeah, you might be right. It might just be a 2-card limit. So, damage an enemy by 1, dominance. Yes, so I want a lot of the dominance-based cards. Destroy an enemy artifact, destroy an enemy artifact. Oh, they're the same. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's just the animated version of the card. Yeah, I see. Well, that's not going to be a reason why. No, because that's not animated. Definitely feels like I should be able to build it, but never mind. Right, what else we got here? So, immunity. Immunity tends to be more problematic than it's worth, I find, anyway. Right, I've got 78 points left. So that's another dominance-based one. So if we can get dominance, we'll be good to go with that. Boosting is always useful, so that could work. The damaging type stuff there could work. Zeal. Boost an ally and give it zeal. That means it can order... Yeah, so I could... Although that would be a terrible waste of the boost if I did that to the cow. Did I ever put the cow in? No, I didn't put the cow in. That's fine. Stamelford's Tremors. Damage all units by 1. Disloyal. Play a random gold card from your deck. Ooh. Now that's the one where I put him on the other side, isn't it? Yes. You put him on the other side and you get the bonus effect. So I'd get to do a gold card, which I don't know. That is a gold card, so yes, I think you can tell the gold card border fairly easily, which could be an easy way of getting Keltullus on the field. I mean, granted, it's random, so it's, you know, not always going to be Keltullus, but nonetheless, could be a good way of doing that. So that's definitely on the cards. Damage enemy unit by 3 and all copies of it by 1. Ooh, that's appealing. Although just in a general sense, not in a what I'm trying to do sense, but... So, Escort, yes. Deploy if you have a dragon in your hand. Well, I've only got 1 dragon. That would be more useful if you perhaps had more dragons, I think, is potentially the key thing there. So what I think I might do is I might take that Glumpy Warp and then also take the Arrakis Nests, because that way we can utilise them. I mean, obviously there is a limit there, but I think I can probably just sort of... but you do need at least 25 cards. Okay, that's fine. That shouldn't be a humongous issue. So the Griffin, deploy. Destroy an allied unit on this row. If there are no targets, destroy self. No. And you can take that card and you can shove it right up your fucking jacksie. I think Prince Willem might work well. As I say, it might end up being a good way of just randomly summoning Keltullus, which could be a benefit and a curse, I can't deny. Boost the highest allied unit by 4. That's not terrible. That is not terrible. I think I might go with possibly some utility ones. So I think Thunder and Swallow are a good pair. Just have one of each for now. The ability to boost others is almost always quite good, but the ability to damage others is always quite good as well. Damage a random enemy by unit by 2, replete the deploy ability. So again, I could potentially... I don't have anything specific that could kill it. Oh, actually, I suppose that's... Yeah. Okay. I can't deny. If I summoned that, then summon that, I could eat that and use its Death Wish. So there are... there could be benefits to that. There could be benefits to that. Do you know what? I'm going to put the cow in. Let's have the cow. Don't have a cow, man. No, I've decided to have a cow, man. Choose a unit in your hand, then boost self by the total number of units in your hand which have the same primary category as that unit. That would mean a far more sort of diligently created deck, and this is not what this is at the moment. Okay, Lacerate was quite good. I did specify Lacerate was quite a good one, so we'll have that. Every allied turn, on turn end, move to the row of the highest unit on the battlefield, excluding self. I mean, I can't necessarily see that being a negative, and he's got 10 points. Oh, who's this fella? The Nithril. Dominance. Yes, we will have you because of dominance. So, banish up to 3 cards in my graveyard or the opponent's graveyard. Neither seems that useful to me, but I might, you know... I'm probably proven wrong. If you build a really good deck, you know, it's kind of like, okay... Now that's interesting, because I think that ability's changed as well, potentially. I mean, that, again, is very much a sort of luck-based thing, isn't it? Because he could either become absolutely phenomenal, or fucking shite. And I don't know how many luck-based bits. I don't necessarily want to be the Joey Wheeler of the Gwent game. I did specify... Oh, I have actually now got... I now have my 25 cards, so I don't necessarily need to add anything more. I didn't have a huge amount of Death Wishes, so it's probably not worthwhile bringing that in. Decisions. I am certainly considering the notion of leaving it there. That Death Wish. Yeah, that Death Wish might be quite useful. Although I'm not focused on Death Wishes, so maybe it wouldn't be that useful. Move a unit to another row. That's very useful in conjunction with another card. There's another sort of archetype you can use that Strays of Spala with, which will trigger its ability all the time, and that's quite useful. So again, I'm wondering a lot. I'm just sort of reviewing the cards again. I know. Deck building. World's best viewing. I think I'll take the double of them. It puts me sort of well in the 13 units and well at the 25, and I've used most of my provisions, so I think... Oh, I can rename it, so I don't know, let's just go basic whip monsters for now. It is a work in progress, and it's based on monsters. But other than that, I think we'll call that one. I'm hoping... Oh, good. Saving deck. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is your collection. I know that's my collection. That's fine. Exit there. Anything with a dot. Anything with a dot. That's why you always get, when people do that sort of so-and-so.exe has stopped working, that's why you always get that sort of... Did I... Oh, okay, no, I'm stuck in the match. Don't know what deck I've got. Thumbs up. I don't think I actually changed to the correct deck. Let's see. We'll soon find out. Monsters on monsters. Right, it's got Geralt and a Moo cow. So I think this is actually the deck I just built. That's handy. That's very, very useful. Right. I don't know if we're really going for dominance this first hand, because we've not got a lot of good stuff for dominance, but oh well. I think we'll leave the cards I've got. I've not exactly drawn the world's greatest of starting hands, but With a bit of luck, it'll work itself out. Okay, the harpy egg. Okay. So we might be looking at... Oh no, he's carapacing as well, so... Right, what do we want to do? I suppose, often, a good... Yeah, a good start, if you've got the Neca in hand, a good start is the Neca. Is that... Yes, it is a Neca. But yes, what I was saying was anything, whenever you do a dot something, it will automatically go at a link, innit? So I imagine if there was a tighter sort of bot kind of administrating justice, as it were, it would very much be sort of, they'd go naughty naughty and ban it, but luckily that's not the case. Okay, so I would have sort of, it would be joint dominance, but it would be dominance, so let's go dominance there, get the thrive off of there, get the double tap off of there. Here we go. This is feeling a bit more like when I was doing the tutorials last week. Finding these sort of combos feels a lot better. That starter deck just didn't feel like it had anything. I'm sure it does. Maybe I just got unlucky on the draws, but it just didn't feel anywhere near cohesive for any strategy. But I suppose it is a starter deck, so maybe it doesn't, but I might just have missed it. It did have bears. Fuck. You just wiped out my Necas. I'm slightly annoyed. Genuinely actually quite annoyed at that. Okay, so theoretically I should have dominance, so we'll summon this thing, and at the end of the turn, if you were wondering, I don't think you were here this way, I don't think you were here last week even. Sentences, I don't know what the first one was attempting to say, but it definitely didn't say it. You may have missed dominance, as may be predictable just from the word. It's whoever has the highest single card, I believe. Let's just double check that. Control the highest unit on the battlefield. Now, from what we discovered last week, if it's a draw, it's a tie, so everybody has dominance. So everybody who's got a 3 at the moment has dominance, which is quite useful for the Wild Hunt Hounds, because the pair of them are now going to get a +1, which is quite nice. Boof boof, they're freezing up. Gaining more and more frost. If they get out of control, he might give up. In fact, he might give up this turn, because it's one of those ones where it's like, I mean, you must know from The Witcher 3, because it was the same, you know, some of the principles of the game have changed, but a lot of the overarching ideas haven't. And sometimes it is easier just to pass and keep your cards, because you know you need them for next round. Okay. And that's interesting. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because my Wild Hunt Hound now forms dominance, which is quite handy. The only problem I've got now is deciding, what do I want to do and how far do I want to push it? Lovely, dear, lovely. I could win this round, but I have nothing left. That is exactly the sort of problem you have to sort of work out, and this is the problem. I'm because I could pass, and then I might force him into using a load of cards, giving me an advantage next round if he wants the first win, or he can perhaps cut his losses and try and keep up for next round. But I must admit, I'd forgotten the tactical advantage, so that's going to be, assuming he doesn't fuck up, which he might do, because I did the last round. I forgot all about the blasted thing. He can boost one of them. Now, interesting enough, he should be doing that. He should be... Oh, okay, he's gone. Well, fine. Fine. Unless that's me that's gone, in which case that's an annoying bastard. But it looks like most things are still connected my side, so I think that's the opponent. I mean, possibly rage quit. It's difficult to say for certain, but nonetheless, it's lost now. So now we wait. Now we wait. We play the waiting game. As I say, nothing my side appears to have disconnected, so I think that's them. But it does force us into waiting for a prolonged period of time. Yes. Oh, no, maybe back. Maybe back. No, it gave up. Okay. Lost and they were forced to forfeit. You have won the game. Well, it's not quite the way I wanted to go, but I'll GG that as well. Fuck it. Well, they can't GG me back, and I think it's only when you GG, you know, when it's like when you receive a GG, that's when you get the bonus bits and pieces. You don't get anything for just sending a GG. Superb. Right. I suppose I've not really been doing ranked. I don't think we're just playing. We're just playing the game at random rather than doing any kind of ranked stuff. Well, I might be wrong. Season of the Griffin, standard mode. Oh no, progress your rank and earn rewards. So yes, claim rewards from contract. Flash bang clear. Yes, go on. I will always claim a reward. Flash bang clear. Win an online match in under 7 minutes. Well, I mean, again, I'll take it. I didn't disconnect. So, oh, that's intriguingly complicated looking. It's beautiful, but intriguingly complicated looking. This is where you spend reward points to unlock ornaments and extra resources. Okie dokie. Do I have a reward point? I think so. Yes, I bet I have 23 reward points. So, oh, I think I have to push and hold. But I think it's going to really sort of, I suppose this way. Okay, cool. And then this way. Maybe cool. Yes. So, do I do that again? No. No, that's fair. That's fine. Do that again. And then get this one, because I was after the monster keg. Superb. You've got a reward. Yay. Open the goodies. Go on, let's go open the goodies. Let's go open my goodies and see what we've got. Yes. Smash, smash away, my friend. An elf, the conqueror. A wild hunt elf. Ooh. Well, that sounds terrible. I mean, I'm assuming there's more to it than... but just reading it at face value, deploy, destroy self. What the fuck kind of ability is that? Right, let's try and figure out if we can understand why this would be a good thing. Okay, status that prevents the unit from gaining other statuses. Okay, that's not unreasonable. Deploy, trigger this ability when played. So, devotion, trigger this ability if your starting deck has no neutral cards. Okay, so I'm assuming then... yeah, Anel the Conqueror. Look at me, I am Anel the Conqueror. Oh, by the way, I kill myself. I'm not conquering shit if I die. No, yes, so I'm assuming what you have to do is you have to build a deck. So I'm assuming the faction would be the Wild Hunt there. So you'd need to make sure every single card in your deck is the Wild Hunt. I might be wrong, but I think that's what they're saying. And he apparently can take a unicorn horn. Jumps onto his own sword. Or whatever the fuck that is. It's more of a sort of... It's sort of an axey, sickly type thing. I'm sure there's probably a technical word for it, and I feel like I should know it considering the amount of Fortune Fire I've watched, but I still don't know everything. Vampires. Destroy an allied unit and gain vitality for 4 turns. So that means it would rise. So if you could destroy... I mean, what would be quite good, I suppose, is a very small point Death Wish unit. So that then you can get 4 extra... Because I think you get 1 per... Yeah. Boosts by 1 on its turn. So you get vitality for 4 turns, which means essentially you're getting a plus... You're getting a +4 if it lasts the 4 turns. Which means, if, as I say, if you can combine that with a low tier, a low point Death Wish, so that you get the advantage of the Death Wish whilst not removing too many points from your side of the field. It could work nicely. Garcane the Vampire. At the end of every allied turn, boost self by 1 if there is a bleeding enemy. So again, you need to focus. You'd have to focus a deck on trying to get bleed out there. The Arrakis Nest we already own, and then finally, the final card we have to choose. It's difficult to know precisely what we want. So the Hideous Feast. Damage an enemy unit by 3 and boost an allied unit by 3. That's definitely appealing. The Ice Troll. Every allied turn on turn end, if you control fewer units than your opponent, boost self by 1. Ooh. That again is sort of like, that's going down your dominance strategy, I think, isn't it? Putting all your eggs in the one Ice Troll. Or Death Wish. Summon all copies of this unit from your deck to this row. Now, I can't deny, it's the motion artwork that is mostly drawing me into getting this one. I don't know how rare motion artwork is, but you can see this one's static, this one's static, this one's moving around, and I like that. Plus the Foglet. Once I can get enough Foglets, they're actually quite good. So I'm gonna go with the Foglet, as I say, mostly based on the fact that it's the animated card artwork. It is that shiny mentality, exactly. Feast of Blood. Purify. Okay, let's find out what Purify does. Remove all statuses. Okay, so that would be getting rid of bleed, I suppose. If you control a vampire, also give it bleeding for 3 turns. Oh, I see, an enemy unit. I was terribly confused there because I thought it was one of our own units, but it's not. It's an effect card. So Garcane we've already got, so don't need to worry about him. Plumard. Ooh, you've got hard plums, haven't you? Give an enemy unit bleeding for 2 turns. Bonded. Christ, what does bonded mean? Trigger this ability if you control a copy of this card. I see. So if you've got multiple Plumards, you can get some serious bleed going on. Oh, I do fancy a vampire deck. I do fancy a vampire deck. Naglfar's Taskmaster. Deploy. Purify an enemy unit. Dominance. Purify a unit instead. I'm assuming that's an ally unit then. Yeah, purify an enemy unit or purify a unit. I mean, remove all statuses. I suppose, yeah, if you can... I'm assuming that means you can do it to either yourself or an enemy. So you could perhaps get rid of something negative if you have dominance, or you can just deploy to purify perhaps a vitality, perhaps. I don't know for certain, but that feels like the... well, that feels like what they're saying. Well, I said about possibly trying to build towards a vampire deck, and obviously, you know, that's a vampire, so we may very well be going for that, but Naglfar's Crew. Spawn Frost for 2 turns on an enemy row. Yes. But I think I do need more vampires before I actually try that. Especially those Plumards. I think you need at least... If the maximum is 2, you would want both in the deck, I would think. Choose one, Spawn Frost. Or Spawn Frost on both. Oh, I see. You can choose 1 row for 4 turns, both rows for 2 turns. I think probably you'd almost always want to do both rows, but I suppose it depends on how heavy your opponent's going into one thing. Everyone else gets to plead their case, but she is a vampire. Yes, very much so. As I say, because I'm looking at the idea. I think I've got a shit ton of kegs, don't I? So yeah, we're going to be here for a while. Just talk among yourselves. Ah, the Neca Warrior. Interesting. I mean, I love the fact that it's got that animation, but it's not quite as good as the other Neca. But I suppose it is stronger to start with. And it still does have Thrive, but I think Thrive at a higher point value proves difficult to use. Whenever an allied trap is triggered, boosts itself by 2, so that's, you know, you'd want an elf trap deck for that to be effective, I suppose. The Alba Pikeman. Every allied turn on turn end, damage a random enemy unit on the melee row by 1. Yeah. I mean, that's just quite good. That's just quite good. Yes! I mean, the swallow potion's always animated, but yeah, all of them have been. Oh, and in fact, all of them here have been as well. Okay, so none leap out as immediately definitive, so that's interesting. Brooker Archer. Deploy range, damage an enemy unit by the amount of damaged units on their side. That'd be quite good if you've got a lot of sort of plink, plink, plink cards. Reinforced Ballista. What is formation? If played on the melee row, gain Zeal. If played on the ranged row, boost self by 1. Oh, that's interesting. Then you've got damage unit by 1, charge 1, resupply. Trigger this ability whenever you play a warfare card. Interesting. Gain 1 charge. Cool. Oh, so yes, charge. Yeah, you can use it once, but then you can resupply it potentially. Check 1, any vampires? Nope. Check 2, who sounds cool? Yes. Well, I must admit, the reinforced ballista is appealing at the moment. Although I can't deny it. Again, there's a little bit of animation, but I like the look of that guy. Boost an enemy unit. What? I beg your pardon. Boost an enemy unit by 2. How about no, you crazy bastard? I'm going to go with the thing that destroys my enemies, not something that helps them. I'm sure, again, I've dismissed it a little bit too swiftly. It's probably useful if you're building the right sort of deck. My decks are probably going to be very simplistic. Can I damage the opponents? Can I boost myself? I'll take those cards, please. Demoon Light Longship. It's got Zeal, and it can damage self and a unit by 1. So that's sort of... It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. I suppose it's quite good if you really need to damage something, but otherwise you are sort of costing yourself points. I don't know precisely what these icons mean, but I'm sure they'll become evident at some point. Elven Scout we've already seen. Arrakis Nest we've already owned several. The Petris Filter is just sort of boost and free Zeal. A Wimplo deck. I don't know about Kung Pao, and I don't know what a Wimplo deck is. A Demoon Corsair. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 2 turns. Now, interesting. I don't necessarily think I could include that in a vampire deck, because I think he's very specific to the Skelligers, perhaps. But nonetheless, if you could, then bleed would be useful. Although, yeah, you need a ship. So I think you'd be building a ship deck rather than a vampire deck. You're back. We don't want you. We don't like you. Waylay. Damage an enemy unit by 3. Death blow. Spawn an elven deadeye in a random road. In a random row, even. Interesting. So is that? I don't think that's a trap, is it? Damage an enemy unit by 3. No, that is just sort of do it. Yeah, I quite like that one. I quite like the sound of that one. I can't guarantee it's any good, but it sounded quite nice. Oh, now these ones are all... I believe that's... Is that the Nilfgaard one, or am I wrong? I really should know. I've played enough Witcher to know the symbols, but I don't. The Mangonel. Damage an enemy unit by 1. Ooh! That's... I'm assuming that's a video regarding the Kung Pao Wimplo deck. I will try and remember to have a look at that afterwards. So spying unit adjacent to it, increase the damage by 2. Interesting. Yes. I suppose that's if you know that someone's playing a spy, you can use that in, appropriate place. I don't know. Not sure I get that one, but I'm sure it'll become obvious and clear at some stage. Magna Division. Every allied turn on turn end boosts up by 1 if this is the only card on this row. Ah, that's an interesting one, yes. Daithwen Arbalest. Give bleeding free to an enemy unit and conspiracy. Okay, what is conspiracy? Trigger this ability if target unit has spying status. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, so... Yes. So if you play a spy, you could potentially wipe out your own spy, is what I'm thinking that's meaning. All of this is speculation, so don't necessarily take it as read. And I will just say this as well, because I've only just thought of it. If you were interested in playing Gwent, it is a free-to-play one. It is free-to-play on both Good Old Games, which is where I'm playing it, because originally it was exclusive to them, I believe. But it is available on Steam as well. I'll make that. I'll make that known just in case you're interested, but you don't have to be. Melee on round end, shuffle this unit into your opponent's deck. Interesting. Yes. I can't see. Maybe a keyword. Maybe a keyword would work in your favour. Okay. I mean, they're the most appealing looking at the moment, but we'll have a look through. That's a V, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Vrehead the Vanguard. Boost yourself by 1 for each elf in your hand. That's going to be very good if, you've got a lot of elves. Tirsich Veteran. Deploy. Damage self by 3. Berserk. Trigger this ability when a base power is equal to or lower than specified amount. So Berserk 2, you begin healing. If a unit's current power is lower than its base power, restore it either to base power or by the amount specified. So essentially, you want to get him down to 2 health, and then he ramps straight back up to 8 health. That's an interesting one. That's fair enough. Enjoy your dinner. I don't know precisely what will be happening if you do get back at some point. We may have moved on to a different game, or I may still be playing Gwent. I don't know. The Mayorline. Deploy. Trigger a bronze allied unit's Death Wish ability. Interesting. So quite good if you are building a Death Wish ability. Trigger this ability when destroyed. Yes, no, I know that. Sorry. Yes, triggered when doodah. Well, as I am sort of more monstrous, and that is a monster card, I will perhaps utilise that. And then I've still got 2 kegs left. Good lord. On Crate Armorsmith, boost an allied unit by 2 if it's damaged, boosted by 4 instead. Oh, that's a good one. Now, the Ballista, damage an enemy unit by 1, damage an enemy unit by 2. Oh, I see. So you can deploy it and then order it. But how many points? How many? I suppose you can just order it once, maybe. That might be what it is with that one. The Lyrian Arbalest. Oh, I remember them. They were a devastating one in Thronebreaker. Damage a unit by 1, charge 1, gain 1 charge whenever you play a card with orders. Yes. And the Kedwenny Sergeant. Boosting an ally by 2. Goody. Destroy a 4 provision cost unit. Oh wow, interesting. It's very specific. Demoon Warship. So that could... I haven't actually picked up many pirates, although I think some of the cards that I've just gained are piratey based. Hawker Smuggler. Every allied turn on turn end, boost a random unit in your hand by 1. Ooh. That's not bad. If you get that early doors, that could make a huge difference. Yes, I like you. You're mine, Mr. Smuggler Man. I'll call you Han Solo. The Kedwenny Cavalry. Shield. Whenever this unit loses its shield, boosts itself by 2. Oh, that's quite nice. The Predatory Dive. Each player destroys their lowest unit. Ooh. Forktail. Damage all other units by 1. So you kind of want that to come out first before you get anything, or might be useful in a Death Wish based thing. Mahakam Guard. Boost yourself by the number of allied dwarf units on this row. So only good if you've got a lot of dwarfs. Crushing Trap. But I must admit, the Cursed Knight is interesting. Transform an allied unit that is not a Cursed Knight into a Cursed Knight without changing its power. Oh yes, I remember seeing that one. I never really fully understood the point. But there probably is one if you have enough Cursed Knights, perhaps. Because you don't change its power, which means you can't do anything useful with it. But I'll take it anyway, because I quite like the look of it. Oh, contract completed. Such wow-wows. And I believe that is all of my kegs. Superb. Interesting. That's not actually taking me to Thronebreaker, is it? Oh no, it's advertising Thronebreaker. That's fair enough. I already own Thronebreaker. Thronebreaker's quite fun. Difficult. I found it difficult anyway, but I don't like puzzle games. Puzzle games Puzzle games irk me somewhat, because they tend to make me think, oh, well, I feel thicker than is entirely necessary. So that's an inconvenience to say the least. Right, what have we got up next? I think that's crack on crate. Where did you leave the drug? What drugs were they, and where did you leave them? I left them crack on crate. It's a real shame nobody's here to hear that incredible gag. Right, I don't need the Neca, the second Neca in there. Dominance. Yeah. I quite like those decks. I quite like those cards rather. Right, so now, do I try using my dragon now? I think no. I think what we'll do is we'll try and establish a dominance strategy this round. So we'll have my thriving Necas, and then we'll try and sort of punch out some of my high-ish value ones. I mean, it's actually surprisingly easy to have dominance taken away from you, but there we go, dominance. But dominance is no longer a viable strategy. That's inconvenient. Right, now, what are we going to do about that? I suppose the Hound... Yeah, the Hound doesn't rely on dominance immediately. Yes. So if we summon the Hound first, that gets me with Thrive, and then if I tactically do that, I gain dominance, allowing the wolf, the Wild Hunt Hound, to gain even more strength. Tactics. Fuck, I love them. They taste like Tic Tacs. Summon Eskel and Vesemir from your deck. Okay, that's fine.
Now that's the kind of negotiating I understand.
And that's interesting. That suggests to me you either haven't got Eskel. Yes, Eskel's the one missing. Or Eskel is in your hand, which I suppose maybe you ditched all of the cards without being able to, but you'd have thought you'd have ditched... If you had 2 of the 3 of them, you'd automatically ditch them, surely. Right, so dominance for that and damage for that, but 3 damage is a bit more than I need. So I'll tell you what, let's have the extra knight, because again, that's going to thrive those 2, which is quite nice. Superb. And I am now sort of 22 to 10. That's very distinctly sort of decision-making territory for this guy. He has to very much decide whether he's willing to put enough cards in to sort of balance this back out. Please don't have another rage quit, because there's no way you could possibly tell at this point. Granted, the first one may very well have been a standard. Oh shit! Okay, that's interesting. Damage an enemy unit. Damage an enemy unit by 2. Damage an enemy unit by 4 instead. Number of damaged units required to trigger this ability. Interesting. Not entirely sure how that happened or what happened there, but it happened, so I suppose that'll do. Right, 5. Yeah, go on. I'm willing to just wipe that guy off the face of the earth in order to put it back in my favour, really. And my Hunt Hound is very swiftly getting out of control, which puts it at risk, as well as having it in sort of like good. Oh, I see. He used the axe. That's how he destroyed it. He damaged it by the summon and then finished it off with the axe. I didn't catch that, unfortunately. How many cards are you willing to throw into winning this? How many cards am I willing to throw in order to try and guarantee me the win? I don't know. I don't necessarily want to pass, because I slightly want to sort of force him into playing plenty of cards, but... Okay, well that's inconvenient, to say the least, but not... I'm thinking I might play for card advantage. Yeah, I think I'll play for card advantage, so I'm going to... I'm probably giving it to him. but he's going to have to waste some cards to do it. Not that many cards, unfortunately. I'd hoped he would have to damage. I'd hoped he'd have to deal more cards than that, but he is going to have to use at least one more if he's going to win this. Boost all allied units by 1. That's definitely going to do it. At this point, he can now pass and gain the win, but I mean, not by a huge amount, but I do have the cards over him, so I might be able to force the second and third rounds in my favour. Difficult to say for absolute certain, but it's, you know, it's definitely a possibility. Okay, so without the Arrakis nests, that's not going to be that useful. Dominance could be easily gained. Neca could be useful. Lacerate could be useful. The dragon, I don't honestly know. I don't know how to use this dragon for the best. It was a dragon. I had to put it in the deck. But there you go. Oh, lone. So every ally turn, destroy the lowest unit on the side with the most units. So I have a slight fear. That Keltullus could actually do himself in, which would not do me any favours. Okay, let's get the Neca thriving, or at least trying to thrive as best I can. Ideally, I want to get I want to get this hound on the field, trying to boost itself as well now. Although it might be better to use the peasant militia. Yes. Okay, Wolfpack. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Did you have to? And the answer to that question is no. No, you did not have to. Right. Okay. Let's use the peasant, because the plan still technically works. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Bugger. No. Okay. So that plan didn't work. That's fine. We'll survive. As long as I've got my Weetabix, I might just stay alive. But it didn't work perfectly. It did work. Okay, so annoyingly now you have dominance, which sucks. I can't deny Keltullus is not going to be great in this situation, is he? Right. So I kind of need dominance here. How best to get dominance? Possibly laceration. In fact, yes, laceration I think would work very well for me. Because that puts me back in a position where I can summon at dominance. In fact, it puts me in a position of having dominance immediately. Might have been too early to lacerate. Yeah. Him summoning a lot more. Maybe I should have waited. Well, that's aggravating. Right. Okay, I do sort of have joint dominance, but I think what we'll do is we'll use his dominance effect first to remove the potential threat to my dominance. He's now bleeding, which is inconvenient, but nothing too major. If I can... I must admit, if I can summon the Wild Hunt Hound next turn, I can actually save that by 1, because it will start thriving again, I believe. Okay, him getting to... Oh, you do have to discard 1, though, so you are having to sort of rotate the cards in hand rather than just having an extra one. Because he is now running low on cards, which I can appreciate. Right, so that should... Ah, no, I don't have dominance. Cock. Buggering cock. I could gain dominance by carapacing. I feel like that could be worthwhile. So yes, I'm going to go all in on that soldier to gain me dominance, to allow the Wild Hunt Hound to gain his bonus. Thunderbolt could be an inconvenience, especially if he takes dominance off of me. Charge 2, how much do you get? 3. He spread it, which means he doesn't have the dominance that he could have done with. In your graveyard. Okay, so That's looking like one of my frees, so that could be worthwhile just so that I can keep the others, I think, is the key thing. We'll take a Wild Hunt Rider. Because at this point, he's going to potentially have to use his last card, and I've definitely got this round. Well, I say definitely. There's always room for error, I suppose. But surely, yeah, I was going to say, surely you'd want to pass on that. Pass on that, and I win. Which means we're on even, but I do have... I have 3 cards to his 1. Which means I have a couple of cards bonus to play with, really. God damn it, that fucking Aracus Nest has turned up at the wrong point in time. Okay, let's get rid of the Aracus Nest. Okay, I think the cow could work. Oh no, the cow's not going to work in this battle. Not in this one. Oh, cock. Now I get the fucking Glusty Warp. Of course. Of course. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Boost an allied unit. Yeah, that's the problem there. Damage a unit by 2. Okay. So I suppose we'll just summon the Glusty Warp as a 6-point card. There's not a lot else I can do with it. Unfortunately, the Glusty Warp stratagem failed me because I got rid of the bloody card. Well, that's an inconvenience. It's not the worst, but it is an inconvenience, isn't it? Especially because he didn't summon a bloody card. Which is an issue, because I really could have done with him doing it. Oh, I'll tell you what, yes, because I would have dominance, so I can boost the Glusty Warp now. So, okay, that's going to work out reasonably well. I feel like I've got this, unless he pulls something stunning out of his arse. Okay, that'd definitely do it. That would definitely do it. So, right, damage it by 3 instead, damage a unit by 2. Okay, so that's an order, but it's not got zeal, so I think what we need to do is dominance to destroy the cow. No cow for you. No cow for you. I will not allow you to cow me, sir. Don't you cow. No cows for you. The farmers run away. Well, I want a dragon on the field. Oh, it doesn't work on... Oh, so on the rear row. Of course. Oh, fuck. So you could just turn the ability off. Son of a bitch. I did not spot that whatsoever. Did not spot that whatsoever. Good game, my friend. Good game. Well, I thought it was anyway. Win a game with 2 cards remaining in hand. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen, so it's a good job I had the urge to play my dragon. Always good fun to suddenly find yourself with a bonus for playing a dragon that you didn't know you needed to play. That is phenomenal. Anyway, technically... Oh, we've got more rewards. Such wow-wows. Open 10 kegs. Awesome. That's what we were doing earlier. Another 9 key points, so spend a reward point. And that's interesting. I got a load of reward points for spending a reward point. Awesome. Spend 10 reward points. Yes, that's true. I did do that. Tight formation. Order 10 units during online matches. I see. And then finally, annihilation. Win the last round with no cards on your opponent's side of the board during an online match. How very convenient that that man had no cards. Right, let's play once again, because I believe we need to finish up sort of an achievement. We need not only play another 8 cards, I believe, but we want to be playing 3 matches. I think it was just play 3 matches as monsters, but I might be mistaken.
One punishment for traitors.
The big arsehole there. The big arsehole. Whoa, it's the big asshole. Yes, he's the big asshole tonight, son. Right, that's useless to me. The dragon... I do not know. I do not know about that dragon. Okay, at the moment, that's useless to me. Ah, shite, I ran out of time. How... Oh, or I ran out of... Yeah, okay, maybe I ran out of replacements. How many replacements did I do? Could have sworn it wasn't. Could have sworn it wasn't all of those, but never mind. It's annoying that you're getting the tactical advantage this time. That kind of sucks. And what's your ability? Look at the top 3 cards from your deck and play one. Holy fucking balls. That gives him the card advantage immediately, doesn't it? Because he's naturally got 1 more card than you to play. Although it is randomised, so... oh, interesting. Whenever you play a unit with deploy, boost yourself by 1. Eesh. That's not great news. That could be very problematic very swiftly. Okay, so I could very swiftly get dominance there. He does currently have more units than me, but that wouldn't... I don't know if that would favour me or not. I suppose first round I'd be able to... Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Although, having said that, at the moment we are drawn for number of units, because I don't think tactical advantage counts as a unit. So it is, technically speaking, unless it's going to destroy both cards, that could be a problem. Although, having said that, on turn end, so we've just had a turn end, which means it's not going to happen. But, theoretically, if you play another unit, I'm going to munch one down with Keltulus. I'm probably going to munch one down with Keltulus. So what's this? Oh, damage an enemy unit by 2, that's annoying. If it lays 6 power, damage it by 4 instead. Oh, awesome, thank you, you fucker. But I'm going to use my Swallow Potion to not only gain dominance, but also avoid putting a monster on the field so that Keltulus theoretically can eat one of yours. Thank you. Nom 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 nom. Chompy chompy chompy. Chompy. That's how we like our chompy chompy. Oh, now that's intriguing. Yes, Prince Vellum would play on his side of the field. And if Prince Vellum plays on his side of the field, that means that's going to be an extra unit on your side of the field. But there will be one more on my side as well.
Potatoes with thick gravy.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, damage an enemy unit by 1. Okay, right. Okay, that's inconvenient, but we'll take it. So yes, I'm wondering if it would be worthwhile playing Prince Vellum. Oh, my cow is on the field. There's a cow on the field. What am I going to do? Well, first, Keltulus is going to eat my own spy. That's fine. I'll live with that. But also, I might be able to bring out the court, which... that could wind up being a bit of an issue. Because obviously, I don't want many units on my side of the field. And having more units than is entirely necessary on my side of the field is never going to be convenient. But hopefully he's going to have to play a unit, which means he's going to have more units. Come on, play a unit, my friend. Play a unit. Unfortunately, sooner rather than later, I may end up having to play units or give him the first round, which, arg. So what is it? Destroy the lowest unit on the side of the most units, okay. So at the moment, it's basically going to be this thing will immediately die, I think. Place a card from your hand at the top of your deck, okay. Oh, that's quite good, maybe. Well, I suppose it does give you a slight tactical advantage there. Right, I am going to get my court, or chort, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And then I don't know, because if I play another monster, Keltulus is not going to activate, so I think I'm going to try using Carapace to shove a couple of extra points, and it's basically going to... Oh fuck, of course I still have to use a fucking card, don't I? Shit it. Shit it, shit it, shit it. Okay. This could wind up being a problem. Could wind up being a problem. Look, at the moment it's free for this is Keltulus is way more calculations than I had entirely desired to have to do here. But there you go. I'm considering passing so that I can keep these monsters for next round, and he'll have to spend some cards to catch up to the 31. I wouldn't say no to you passing now either, because if you pass, I get to have another turn. Nope, you are having another go. Disloyal, okay. Oh, you bastard. Keltulus is going to eat my own monster. But it is the lowest unit, so it is just going to be the Mage Infiltrator, so that's not the worst. Yeah, alright, I'm going to pass it and probably give away this first round, but I don't really want Oh, interesting. Destroy 3 or more units with a single card. Good job, Keltullus. Who's a good dragon? Who's a good dragon? You're a good dragon. You're the best dragon. You're the best dragon ever. I think I'm making Keltullus work. It's just proving difficult to do. Okay, Alzor's Thunder is just annoying, right? He's going to have to use... he's countering Keltullus exceedingly well. I don't know if Keltullus is still going to activate, because I don't know... Passing, I think, just means you always pass your turn, which means Keltullus potentially will activate. But it's incredibly difficult to tell, because it might be a case of having passed, Keltullus will forever not activate, which means he can play as many cards as he fancies. But he's also running out of time. You're going to have to make a decision, or I'm going to win the round. Which makes me think you should have perhaps just passed. Oh, no, there we go. You are deploying Seret. At least now we find out if...
Yeah, makes no difference to me.
So, yes, I think Keltullus ate a monster, despite me having passed. So, I think Keltullus is awkward, but can work nicely. Oh, they're annoying draws, as it were. Oh, you've got annoying draws. Let's try you in favour of the Arrakis Nest. Good. Good. Assuming, yes, the drones are 1 power. Cool, 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 cool. That is good news. That is good news. Alzor's Thunder is good. It is good. So, yeah, I might just keep Alzor's Thunder. The Neca... I don't think the Neca is going to be as useful this time. Right. I go first. Okay, then in that case... I mean, they might get destroyed, or at least one of them might get destroyed, but I think we might as well try the Glusty Warp Arrakis combo. And it's difficult to know precisely how all-in I wish to go with this, because if I can gain dominance, I've got quite a few dominance cards here, which means I could start playing Havoc with his decks, but still. An enemy unit with 3 or less power. Well, that's irritating. I don't suppose that does... Destroy all units. Interesting. All units. That makes me think that he is going to still chomp up that drone. Yes, he does. Oh, you can steal my drone, but it doesn't stop me eating it. Om nom 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 nom. Chomp 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 chomp. Lovely drone. Lovely drone. Lovely drone. Lovely drone. And yes, I did have to do it 4 times. Oh, you bastard. Oh, he Geralt me. Oh, that's painful. That is genuinely, legitimately painful. Okay, so bronze is in your side of the field. There's a lovely looking 5 there. A lovely looking 5 to chomp down on. There is not a lovely looking 5 to chomp down on mine. So I think what we'll do is I will consume a unit from your opponent's graveyard. And if I read it correctly, yes. I have 2 lovely looking 5s. Oh, I really need to remember. It's just a unit. Oh, read the cards. Read the cards. It's because there's a similar card that requires a bronze, and I keep getting them confused, and therefore made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. I don't know if it will cost me everything, but I made a boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. You made a boo-boo. Okay, so you distinctly have dominance. Do I want to just give it to you? I'm slightly tempted now. Slightly tempted. Although... Ha! I'll meet your Geralt and raise you a Geralt. Goodbye, Geralt. My Geralt's slightly better. Fear and trembling contract completed. Yes. I can Geralt your Geralt. Any day you can Geralt, I can Geralt more. Hell, look, I am J Dragon 56 of Rivia. How dare... Oh, okay. If Aux is in your hand, lock an enemy unit. If Seret is in your hand, damage an enemy unit by 3. If both in your hand, lock a unit and damage it by 3. Holy fucking shit. That's a hell of a lot of words. Right, I do currently share dominance, which means my dominance will work. So I think what we'll do is we'll do that. And that should raise that by 3. And there's no fear of another Geralt, I don't think. I might be wrong, but I don't think there's any fear of another Geralt. But thank you for getting me this extra point, my friend. That's very pleasant of you. I know it benefited him more than it benefits me, but it still helps in the long run. Every little point helps. Oh, you've done one of those again. Delightful. I'm still technically winning at this point, though. I'm still technically winning. So, but you have stolen dominance, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna lightning you. I'm gonna lightning you. Like, do it. I'm gonna fucking lightning you. Face my force lightning. Zap. Zapping time is here today. Today it's here. It's zapping time. Ooh, what are you gonna do? You've only got 2 cards left. I think I can force a win. A random unit from your opponent's deck. Interesting. That just seems like a good thing. Oh, yeah, no, it is just a plain old good thing. Fair enough. Right, so I currently hold dominance. Yes, yes. So let's... I should be separating them out a little bit more. I'm slightly biased to the melee row, I fear. I know a lot of abilities trigger off the melee row, but this one could have happily gone on the ranged row without issue. Treason. Choose an enemy unit, then... Oh, okay, buddy. Don't know precisely what you did there, but it's not going to have helped you, because I'm just going to lacerate you, and then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to win, because it's... Spoiler alert, it told me in the corner that I'd already won. But I suppose it was an inevitable win at that point. GG! Win 3 matches as the monster factions. Contract completed. Only just begun. That's right. We have only just begun. Contract completed, the Trinity. Contract completed, hook, line, and sinker. Any more? The bets are in. Contract completed. Superb. Yes. Oh! I've got a Geralt portrait. Does that mean I actually get to be the next rank? Or is that not? Not quite yet. Not quite yet, okay. Oh, Gaunter's Ultimate Challenge, Stage 5. Don't know what the fuck this is. What the fuck is this? Choose your side. Okay. Okay. Right. Play a match in any online mode. I'm supporting Skellige. I'm supporting Nilfgaard. And... so it looks like... yeah, there's a few slight differences. Looks like boosting units 10 times would be slightly easier. But then again, I have to win 3 games with a supported faction. Can I not be monsters? I'd like to be monsters. I've quite enjoyed the monsters. They've been very nice. The northern realms, Nilfgaardian or Skellige. Well, I think I'd prefer to be Skellige, just because Skellige is kind of cool. They're the sort of Irish pirates. Or Irish Vikings, I think they were a little bit more. So, yay. Okay, cool. So, reward book. Yes. Reward for purchasing all nodes. Interesting. Oh, okay. In this tree, you can find a special ornament, among other rewards. Yes. Lovely. So, I don't really know what the ore does for you. But I'm sure I'd find out. Okay, so I'm assuming different nodes you'll get different... yeah, there's a scroll node there, story node. Okay, interesting. So you do get a little bit of story here. Now the only problem is, I probably wouldn't be able to get a chest in this one, which is slightly disappointing, but I suppose I could work my way along. I mean, it won't be too much of a difficult one, especially I do have 25 keys, so I suppose... I do quite like Eredin. Eredin break glass. Break glass in case of Eredins, even. Aragons, something completely different. Yes, I'll have those base keg set. Base set keg, yes. And yes, we'll have the story. Might as well. Here we go. When a sudden chill descends upon the night and crickets and frogs fall silent, folk of the continent scramble from their beds to bolt every last door and window, for they know the wild hunt draws near. Let's see, can we get any actual sort of... I suppose if we go this way, I probably won't make it just yet, but I'll get close to the treasure chest. I'm just going to use all my rewards here. I have no reason to keep them. I have no reason to save them or, you know, save them or spend them, so we're just going to randomly do it. Do it. Randomly do it. And as I say, I do like my monsters, so Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Keep going with my monsters. Claim my rewards. Okie dokie. What rewards do we get? Reach level 5 by playing in any game mode. Only just begun. And then Fear and Trembling. Destroy 10 non-human units during online matches. And then the bets are in. Win an online match after using all your mulligans in the first round. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis complete. Transform a card during an online match. Destroy at least 3 units with 1 card and win an online match. Hook, line and sinker. Play 5 online matches in any mode. Cool beans. The coolest of the cool beans. Hang on. What the fuck is that? Strange creatures. Now, I don't know. Ooh. Tell you what. Let's open up another crate. See what happens. Yeah, smash mash. Basically smash. Base cake smashy. Siege Master. The Brokvar Hunter. The one I'm most interested in. The Fork Tail. Again, we've seen that one before, which is slightly disappointing. Okay, Elven Swordmaster. Oh, look at that image. The Winch. Well, that's... I mean, I know it's got utility, and I understand it's meant to be for siege weapons and stuff, but it's just a bit disappointing as a card, isn't it? You've got the Alba Armoured Cavalry, and you've got the Elven Swordmaster, and then a winch. It's just a winch. It just goes round. It's literally just a winch. It doesn't really do anything else, it's just a winch. Good it is. I'll take the Elven Swordmaster because I think if you can get a good elf deck, they can be a fucking nightmare, absolute fucking nightmare. Can they be? Your rewards: 40 ore, play 40 cards. Superb. Yes. Win 3 factions as monsters. Yes. My daily quest is done again. Good. Quests. So. I suppose that the other daily quest is win 5 matches, so I suppose... Yes, I suppose I ought to just do one more at least here. I bet no guarantee I'm going to win, but I at least ought to do one more, because I might get the next rank if I win. And that's a very... Oh, I've got 8 reward points. I should have a pop into my monsters and open some more chests. Oh, hot Eredin on Eredin action.
Last words.
Oh, I've told you, get a lozenge. Or at least a bit of honey. Bit of honey and ginger and a lemon. That'll do you wonders, my friend. Right. As before, I feel like... Oh, okay. Do you only get 2? I swear you're supposed to get 3 mulligans at the beginning. But apparently not. I mean, I know you're supposed to get, like, 2 in the sort of second rounds, but... Maybe if you're the first player you get 3. I don't know. I don't know how the mulligan system is working here. Okay, so we're going to be doing some hot Neca on Neca action, because apparently the pair of us are starting strong with a Neca. Now, I wonder... Problem is I don't have much in the way to stall. I don't have much of a stall tactic for Keltullus's reigning supreme type strategy. So I'm not convinced. I suppose actually the prince might do it. Although the prince might summon the wrong card that I don't want to come out at this early stage, so that could be an issue. Yeah, alright, no, fine. We'll try the Keltullus strategy. The Keltullus stratagem is commencing. It's a difficult one, but it is... it does kind of work. You just have to finagle it. The only problem is, of course, the opponent is finagling it as well. Oh, or you're just going to be Geralted and the entire stratagem fails and falls apart something drastic. Bugger. That was not part of the strategy. The strategy has failed me. Okay, fine. I will face Neca on Neca then. If you insist on me no longer being able to Keltullus my way to victory, we will have to do it the hard way. Unfortunately, he has wiped out one of my strongest units with one card, which is always a problem. Blarg. This feels like it's going to be an uphill struggle. I don't know if this is going to be the one win I need. Oh, you're going to consume an allied. Are you going to consume Geralt? That seems a bit unfair. You, how dare you? Ah. I must admit, I'm slightly tempted. I am tempted to give in and not continue this one. Because I feel like if I just yield, I might be able to keep the cards. Then again, that one I could perhaps boost. Now we know I'm going to have to boost one of my Necas. No, I don't have dominance, do I? Okay, let's try this idea. I'm definitely thinking maybe give in, though. Unless he boosts that even more, in which case Geralt could redress the balance something significant. But that is always that's going to be a problem as well. Okay, damage. Okay. I want to keep my cards. I'm going to yield this round. I'm going to yield this round and hopefully come back stronger in the second and third. Because this first round felt like it was going nowhere very quickly. And if you push too much, you put yourself at a disadvantage. And I don't want to do that. Now, ideally, I don't need that. Although, having said that, if I could get... if I could keep both of them and get the other creature that I need... Nope, I didn't. Well, fuck. I mean, I'm loath to play them at the moment because I may still get whatever the fuck its name is. Glorp-Wampy or whatever the fuck it was called. It wasn't my turn, was it? No. Enemy turn? Yes. I believe it's the enemy turn. But I don't know... Okay, so... I could meet his spear tip with my spear tip. It's intriguing. We are playing devilishly similar decks. It is quite interesting. I could just Geralt it though. I think I might just Geralt it. So goodbye, old spear tip. Goodbye. Which currently provides me dominance, but it depends on what his next card is. But yeah, we've kind of played almost exactly the same sort of idea. It was like, here's a huge card. Well, here's a Geralt to slice it in half. And this second round, he goes, here's a large card. Here's a Geralt to slice it in half. It's a hell of an interesting game, this one. It's become far more even than the previous few, I think. It's weirdly sort of like, ah, dang it, he does get dominance because, of course, 3 on 3 means we all have dominance. Right, let's see. What I think we'll do is, yes, we'll have the Wild Hunt support Geralt's dominance. Wait a minute. Wasn't the whole point of the third game Geralt trying to destroy the Wild Hunt? Yes. Why, yes it was. But unfortunately in this game you can very much have the Wild Hunt supporting Geralt at all times. Well, cock. I still technically sort of have dominance because, of course, as seen. So if I've currently got dominance, I might as well summon that in order to summon the second one. Because, I mean, at this point I have to win this round. So consume a unit from your opponent's graveyard. Okay, he's got... And it's a unit. Read the card carefully. So I could consume Keltullus, or I could consume his old spear tip, as it were, which would give me a fairly huge boost. So at the moment, yeah, no, I think this is definitely the... Oh, fortunately, I played the card correctly. Luckily, you got lucky that time, didn't you? You got lucky that it didn't make a difference. You're supposed to play the card correctly. I keep forgetting that one you have to decide melee or ranged. As I say, luckily... with spear tip and the old Keltullus, it didn't make a difference, but could have been an issue. Could have been an issue if I was, you know, in a different situation. It would have made a huge difference. Fortunately, not so much. So, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to give me the round to save your cards? Or do you want to push for a 2-round straight victory? Decisions, decisions. And it is not an easy decision. Oh, he has decided. He has decided to give me the win. So, a round each. All in on the third. This sometimes this game can be quite tense and quite awesome. Right. Oh, god damn it! I really don't want those cards. Right. Okay. No. The cow could be quite good. Let's try last. Damn it! I really wanted my Glormwampy, or whatever the fuck its name is. I can't remember what its name is. Right, I think it's worthwhile bringing out the Neca first. So he's got Carapace as well, which isn't too bad. I mean, at this point, it depends on precisely what he decides to play as to what I do. I think it has to be higher, yeah? Higher than a pair. Or higher than an ace. Bronze unit in your graveyard. Well, luckily... Oh, shit, no, of course. Ah, see, that is where... Although it had to be a bronze. It had to be a bronze, okay. And Old Spirit Tip's not a bronze, right. Okay. I'm wondering if it would be worthwhile risking the cow. I'm going to risk the cow. I'm going to risk putting my cow between my neckers. Oh, I should have carapaced the cow. Oh, fuck. Fuck, that would have been a good idea if I'd carapaced the cow. Boost now, I'm going to go to shield. Yeah. Oh, what a move, my friend. Bollocks. Big old hairy bollocks. Big old hairy bollocks. Come forth, Spirit Tip. Regain my dominance, for I need it. I need my dominance. This is a dominant stratagem in effect. Come on. Come on, you can't have much. You can't have much. Come on. Oh, I want this. I want victory now so much. I'm going to be so disappointed if I lose. Oh, I don't want to lose. Okay, Immunity Thrive. That's interesting. That's interesting. It's not the worst thing for me. It's not the best. Okay, Wild Hunt Navigator. Let's boost Old Spear Tip to try and establish further dominance. Because then I can utilise the Wild Hunt Warrior to gain even more dominance. Unfortunately, once I've used the Wild Hunt Warrior, I have very little left. Seriously, very little left. Because the Arachas Nests, I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not great either. Well, the Harpy Egg, I'm just going to try avoiding the whole destroying it thing. Oddly enough. Right, so if I summon you and damage your ghoul by 3, I can potentially Alzor's Thunder. Yes, it is Alzor's Thunder. Alzor's Thunder it to death. And if I do Alzor's Thunder it to death, it puts me in a very good position. Because granted, having Swallow and Alzor's Thunder gives me a fairly heavy points advantage, because I'm detracting 5 points from him and gaining 6 points for myself, which is rather good. Okay, so Doomed Harpy Token, deploy trigger a Bronze Allied Unit's Death Wish, I see. Okay, that's an issue. An issue we can work around, I'm sure, because we'll Alzor's Thunder the Ghoul as the plan dictated, which puts us back on a bit of an even footing, but 3 cards to 3 cards, and 2 of mine are not good cards. This is feeling... okay, consume an allied card, that's not... Oh, except he gets to summon the Harpy. Oh, that was a good move. That was a very good move. Shit it. Shit it all. Okay. I don't want to reveal my Swallow just yet, so I think what we'll try and do is summon drones. It's going to be very, very tight, and it's going to be very dependent on what he has in his hand. Please be shit cards. Okay, here we go with Carapace. I still own dominance, not that it makes any difference at this point, so that's meh. I don't think I can win this. I definitely can't win this. Alzor's Thunder was the worst possible scenario there. Okay, more of them. I think he's just going to pip me, isn't he? Fuck it. Because even with even with Swallow and Carapace, no matter what his other card is, I don't think I can catch up. Because I need fucking 14 points, 15 to actually win. And there's a ghoul that's going to get even more powerful now. Ah, fucker. Oh, I really wanted this. That is... Ah, that is annoying. That's very annoying. I tried my best and got so far, but in the end, it ends as it always does, in defeat. Well, it was a good game. I'm not going to be able to deny that. It was fucking close, but I needed it. I wanted it. I wasn't able to get it. Blast. Play a match in any online mode, though. That's something, at least, I suppose. A couple more reward points. That's delightful. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go into our sort of reward points table, because I believe I can unlock that chest now. Because I came close to unlocking that chest, and now I have unlocked the chest. Monster Cakes. Eridan break glass. Open the goodies. Yes, please. Always open your goodies when you have the opportunity to open up your goodies. And this will be dedicated to monsters, which will be quite nice. A Drowner. What a horrible looking creature. I mean, they're monsters. It's not surprising. Just, I don't know. That one particularly, like, whoa, okay. I think it's because actually there's a shadow there, which makes it look even more gribbly. Now, move an enemy unit to the other row and damage it by 2. Oh, yes, I remember them. They were quite good. They've got Thrive nowadays as well. I don't think back when I was playing it they had Thrive. Oh, look at that. Look at that. A 10-pointer. Your opponent summons the highest unit from their deck on the opposite row. Okay, that's a card. That's a risky card. That is a risky card. Nagelfar's Crew. Spawn Frost for 2 turns. That'd be quite good, I suppose, if you played that if the opponent passed, because that could close a gap immensely and not, you know, you wouldn't risk as much. Okay, so unfortunately we've already got one of them. Oh, that's what that icon means, I bet. You own one. Because I do own a Murororn, and I do own a Foglet. I don't own a Desert Banshee. Whenever you play a unit with a Death Wish ability, boost itself by 1. So again, that's focus, but I said Foglets work well together, so I might as well grab more Foglets when I get the opportunity. Kikimore Worker. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, you can build a whole deck dedicated to Kikimores, which I think are sort of just giant ant-like creatures. I can zoom in on the card. You can't see them quite closely, but I think they're supposed to be carrying the horse's head, the horse's leg, and the knight's head. So I think they are slightly sort of, well, they're insectoid, but specifically they're quite like ants. Neca Warrior. Whenever a unit is destroyed during your turn, boost yourself by 1. Ooh, that's whenever a unit is destroyed, which could be interesting if you're running a Death Wish type idea, I suppose. Death Wish damage a random enemy unit by 4. Okay, so we've got the Spectre back again. The Ice Troll. Every allied turn on turn end, if you draw fewer units than your opponent, boost yourself by 1. Slizard. Consume an allied unit on this row. That's not terrible. Consume an allied. So that's an order. Oh, they're both orders. Okay, that's interesting. Whenever you play a unit with a Death Wish. So I feel like that, if I was to try and get a Death Wish deck, which I'm not guaranteeing, but that might be quite useful. Okay, that's dealt with that. Unfortunately, I still need one more victory for my daily wins and for... Oh, I suppose I've lost my rank, haven't I? I was up at Geralt's face, I believe, wasn't I? I might be mistaken there, because that seems very low for Geralt's face, so I might have just made that up. May have seen what I wanted to see, but hopefully... Oh, I just need one more win game. Let me have a win game. Another one. I know you've already let me have a few, so I can't deny you're probably not letting me have any more today. Sir Bro, 228. Yes, and you. Right. Okay, what do we want? The ghouls aren't that useful. I ended up with the fucking Osrael, but Osrael's actually better than a ghoul, I think. At least slightly, anyway. Because, right, remember, choose a fucking path. Choose a ranged or melee, and it's any unit for Osrail. Must remember that. It's surprisingly difficult to do so. So it's unfortunate that the peasant militia and the Neca really don't go well together. I suppose arguably the Neca would just eat the peasant militia, so naturally they wouldn't go well together. Right, well, round start, your opponent goes first. What have you got for me? A Neca, by any chance? Because I think it may end up being Neca on Neca. No, it's a Harpy Egg, okay. You are doing Carapace, so you're not doing a Death Wish based deal. But I am doing a Neca based deal, so Neca's away. Yeah. Did you chuckle that it sounded like Knickers? Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was quite a substantial chuckle for that. Yeah, I know. Sad, isn't it? But there you go. Never mind. Oh, such a child. Such a child. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so we've still not going to have lost dominance because it's all freeze at the moment, unless he uses that. Nope, he's happy to not use that, okay. So which ones are my sort of... Yes, okay. So the Hound... Yeah, it might be worthwhile... Yeah, certainly that would be an inconvenience. Whereas the Hound would thrive and currently have enough dominance to gain 1 extra point, which, oddly enough, because of the extra point, means I now have dominance in full. And what I would hope is if he can't play anything more than a 4... at this point, I'd use the tactical advantage to regain dominance. Or I'd destroy the card. That's an option as well. A shit option I don't like, but it's definitely an option. Right, I suppose at this point, if we played... I specified I don't really want to play him because it would bugger up the thrive. So I suppose let's play you, because that will continue the thrive. And then next turn, because I currently have dominance at least, I can damage a unit by 2. So actually, oh, he is way better than I ever thought he was. Because I didn't spot the cooldown previously, which means I can keep damaging a unit. I mean, granted, you know, you have to wait a turn each turn. Unfortunately, I've now lost dominance, which is annoying. Right. Okay, that's an issue. That is an issue. Right. We can get around it, I believe, depending on which way round I want to get around it. So yeah, I don't have dominance, so that's not going to be useful. But if I Alzor's Thunder, yeah, if I Alzor's Thunder that, I will regain dominance, allowing me to damage by 2, which I'll take that down by 2 so that my dominance is slightly more firm. Not necessarily 100%, but slightly firmer. Unfortunately, he is winning. I'm doing all this to try and get my dominance, and he is still technically just plain old winning by points. So that's a factor to think about. Consume a bronze unit in your graveyard. Well, that's annoying. Harpy Egg, I suppose, is the only one available, so that's acceptable, I guess. Oh, well. Oh, have you just... Oh, you've just carapaced. Well, you can stop. You can do a single carapace. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Ah, now, he has got a lot. He has got a lot, hasn't he? A lot. I don't know is the problem we've got. I do not know what I wish to do. Which is unfortunate, because I've got a timer against me. Shall we throw the peasant militia down? Yes, I think we'll throw the peasant militia down, regain my dominance, and destroy some points. Destroy the shield, I suppose, actually. I've just realised it's a bit... That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Yes, why, yes, it was a little bit silly. It's a little bit silly to have sort of damaged the shield. I think next turn I'm going to pass. I think even that was a waste. I think I probably should have saved it, but anyway. It will force them to use another card this turn, unless they decide to pass, in which case it might be worthwhile throwing down Old Spear Tip, but no, they've burnt another card. That'll do. That'll do. I'm passing and letting them have it. It's annoying losing the first round because it puts you against the ropes, but sometimes it's just not worth trying to pursue. Oh, I should have at least used that perhaps, but oh well, never mind. The point is, if I'd used that, I might have been forced into using a card, so it's probably better this way. Anyway, okay, round 2, fight. Okay, that's always a good one. Moo Moo Cow is always quite a good one. The Ghoul could be proved beneficial. I mean, if I win, we're going to have to go into a 3rd round anyway, so I think yes. Go on, let's. Yeah, we'll stick. We'll stick on the cards I've got. Now, have you got anything particularly good there? A couple of 5s. I've got a 5 as well, but it would be a bronze unit in my own graveyard, wouldn't it? This one, yes. Okay, that's inconvenient that you've just thrown down an ice giant. Righty-ho. I wonder how much chip damage you're going to have. I don't know. A unit from your opponent's graveyard, yes, because that's 5, isn't it? So, yes. I'm going to consume a unit from my opponent's graveyard. Take your... Yeah, I'll take your Alpha Werewolf. It doesn't... I must admit, I may be showing my lack of knowledge of the game, but I don't think it would make that much difference at this point. I don't know how many summons from the graveyard there are. Or at least not just sort of summoning it back from the graveyard. There's obviously a lot of consuming the graveyard, but it doesn't necessarily, you know, the points are even, so if he decides to consume from his graveyard, it's not going to benefit him that much. Purify an enemy unit. Interesting.
Don't look to me for mercy.
Oh, okay, that didn't do anything. Fair enough. Right, so if I could do with having dominance here. So if I use one of those, dink, I now have dominance. So if I bring forth my Wild Hunt Hound, when we end the turn, my Wild Hunt Hound will increase somewhat. Ah, welcome back. We are still Gwenting after all. I am seeking a sort of a slightly out of reach final 5th victory. Unfortunately, we went for a very you son of a whore. You fucking Geralt of Pissing Riviera. Unfortunately, at the moment, it seems distinctly like we are going to fail in our goal of trying to get into the elusive victory, because inconveniently these people don't want to lose. I mean, it's just bullshit, really, isn't it? These fucking people. Sir Bro 228th of his name refuses to just lean over and die. He wants to win. How dare he? He also apparently really wants to keep the dominance. Fucking whore. This is the problem. I keep facing decks that are basically the same as mine, which means we're both fighting for the same sort of dominance, and it's proving awkward and annoying. Okay, old spear tip. I'm going to carapace you, which regains me the dominance, which allows me to put you on the field in order to do that. And more from you, because I have to win this round. I literally have no choice. I have to push this as far as I can, because otherwise I just lose the match. It's his decision now. Does he push all the way to try and get that second victory, or does he yield and go in for trying to get the next one? Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to push. No, he's not. Okay then. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to pass as well, so I win. Marvellous. Right. 1 for 1, 3rd round. I have 1 card over him. May not make a difference. What I really need... where are you, you son of a whore? If I get rid of this and you give me Glormwompy, okay, that's fine. That's acceptable. I mean, it's not great, but it's acceptable. I don't think I need 2 of them. Okay, that's not the worst. because it's just go for health. Well, yeah, it really is. Like you basically have to throw everything down on the field. Now, decisions. I think there's never. I don't. If I wait, he might have to burn something that. Okay, so that's consuming something in my graveyard, a bronze in my graveyard. I haven't got a huge array of those, but I suppose 3 points. 3 points is probably the best I'm going to get. I suppose, yes. Okay, let's use the immediate dominance factor to rather definitively get a nice 6 point early open bonus. This may also sort of yield a sort of reveal of perhaps a damaging card that he's got, because I kind of want to save my prize winning cow, because otherwise, you know, if you lose your prize winning cow, it's troublesome. It's very troublesome. Right, okay, so at the moment we would still have dominance. I don't really want to kill it, so I'd probably best avoid that. So what we'll do is we'll bring that on and then summon that, which means we get to keep our dominance factor for now, and it might encourage him to use something damaging based, which may protect my cow later. I'm quite pleased that I've got Geralt available. That could be beneficial to me. Oh, except of course that's annoying. Right, trigger a death wish. Yep, that's an issue. That's an issue. Not necessarily going to be a huge one, but it is an issue. Right. Please self. Note, when you do this damage, do I have dominance? I do not have dominance. Fuck it. What have we got in here as bronze units? Bronze units. That is, yeah, that's a ghoul in it, so bronze units only. So free. Okay, so I'm going to stall on dominance for now. I'm going to leave it as just his. Then I might try and use the swallow potion in the not too distant future to regain dominance, to try and use the Wild Hunt Warrior, and then he might try and regain dominance himself. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I can't remember what Frost does, which is slightly problematic. At the start of the owner's turn, damage the highest unit in this row by 2. Okay, he has gone for that row only. That's possibly beneficial for Macau. I'm still slightly loath to use Macau, but it could be beneficial. But it also means, do I really want to use my swallow potion? No. But it's the only way to gain dominance. I'm going to take a risk of the cow now. How now, brown cow? Do you have a single tap damager? Because if you do, that cow is wasted. And I don't mean it's high on drugs. I mean it's a terrible use of the cow. But it feels like the best use of a cow at the moment. Because if I can do it, boost an ally. Okay, you do have dominance at the moment, sir, but hopefully not for long, because one cow turns into one court, which means now I have the dominance factor, which means I can damage one of your units. Now the best one, to be honest, yeah, if I'm damaging by 3, feels like it'd be beneficial just to get rid of it, because it's now no longer a factor. Now, I was confident last time, and it proved detrimental. I'm slightly confident in we're here. Oh, okay, let's try and eradicate that confidence factor, because the confidence is doing me no favours. Right, at this point I think we want to use the swallow potion. I think we'll split a little bit there, because otherwise we're going to find now enemy unit only. Cool. But he's not going to have an enemy unit that is suitable. But Geralt, my friend, 3 points, sir. 3 points. Geralt pulling victory out of the jaws of defeat. And if you've got jaws on your feet, you need to go see a doctor, because they're not supposed to be there. Geralt really did save the day there. I was trying to save him, not for his 3 points. I was trying to save him simply to destroy a high-ranking monster on the enemy's field, but he just kept it under the 9 mark, which I can only assume was deliberate, Because let's be honest, you know, if you know there's a potential Geralt, you're going to try your best to keep your numbers down. Give a shield 10 times. Superb. Yes, I did. Let's have a look at these keys again. I've been working through the Eredin break glass factor. Oh, here we go. Eredin made great effort to leverage human legends and superstitions. For this reason, his riders wore ghostly armour to appear as spectres. What's more, he haunted the waters of Skellige with a ship resembling Naglfar, the mythical Drakkar storied to be constructed from nails of the dead. Due to his fear-mongering tactics, I feel like a certain Mr. Caliber would say, owing to his fear-mongering tactics, Eredin's Wild Hunt Raiders rarely had need to draw their weapons. They simply watched as their foes dropped their own weapons, not trousers. No, it never said anything to do with trousers, did it? You made that up, didn't you? Didn't you just make that up? Can I get round there with my 7 points? No, I very much can't. I suppose I could get to that. No, I can't even get to that scroll. I wonder if it would be better to pop into the monsters only one. Let's have a look at the monsters one. Can I get something more beneficial with my 7 points? Yes, I can. I can get to that treasure chest. That is substantially better than any other option, I think. Monsters got a reward. Open the goodies. Goody gumdrops. The Siren. Very dearly banned on Twitch. Deploy. Boost an allied Deathwish unit by 3. The Wyvern. Deploy. Range. Damage an enemy unit by 2. It's also got 5. Oh, me want it. NL the Conqueror once again. And a Drowner once more. Why does anyone drop their trousers when I enter a battle? Has someone been spreading rumours? Possibly. Rumours that you enjoy people dropping their trousers. Miruna, the Relict. Very nearly banned on Twitch once more. For fuck's sake, Witcher, please don't. I don't think they ever would. Although, having said that, technically, they are still nipples. So let's just keep the mouse flicking there. Deathwish. Seize an enemy unit with 4 or less power. Interesting. Trigger all units' Deathwish abilities. Well, that's a shame that I have to choose between those two. Okay. Plague Maiden. Spawn 7 rats. They are only worth 1, but still. 7 rats. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll take the Plague Maiden. They'd all go really well in a Deathwish deck. But unfortunately, you have to choose one. NL the Conqueror once again. Siren once again, disappointing. Werewolf, we've seen werewolves. Drowners again, disappointing. Griffin, we know we've got one. Foglets, once again. I keep saying Foglets, repeated Foglets might be beneficial. Or a brand new Hideous Feast, which we do not own at the moment. I think I'll continue my aim of getting some Foglets. At this point, I will probably cease and desist my Foglet acquisition strategy, because I'm fairly certain if you might be right that 2's the maximum, I might be right that 3's the maximum. I've now got 3, so it doesn't matter which of us is correct. It's just gonna, be grand. So I think, oh no, I can't. 2. I suppose I could go further in that direction. That's it. So here we go. There is some more dialogue that I missed earlier. Humans enjoy marking arbitrary lines on maps, imagining themselves the supreme rulers of the land. Yet within these borders they draw are forests, swamps, and uninhabited expanses where they dare not venture, for these are still the domains of monsters. Though difficult to envision now, the continent was once entirely devoid of monsters. However, that changed over 1,000 years ago following the conjunction of the spheres, the result of a particularly unfortunate alignment of the planets. Worlds once separate began to merge, plunging the continent into centuries of chaos, soaking the earth in blood. In time, humans learned to cope with their monstrous new neighbours. They discovered that many beasts are repelled by salt, hence they scattered it in protective barriers. Through trial and error they learned that a red ribbon worn on the wrist frightens off neckers, likewise silver with werewolves and vampires. Last but not least, using both magic and alchemy, they created witches, itinerant monster slayers for hire. But I'm very much working on this area of the field. I don't know when I'll unlock these. Unlock by purchasing a specific node in this tree. Okay, fair enough then. That'll be easy enough. I'll work on both those two and try and get somewhere with Eladin and monsters. Fuck the rest of them. I couldn't give a shit about you guys. So I did have some other quests, didn't I? So, oh, damage units 10 times. That should be easy enough. Quests 1 of 3. Yay! We basically did all of my quests, which is lovely. Lore-wise, the best sounding one to go with. Yeah, I mean, the monsters are cool. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They are fantastic. Which, I mean, it's interesting because I think of the 6 games I've played, I think like at least half of them have been monsters. I'm fairly confident. So it might be the favourite archetype of the entire thing, but still. I think I will move on and do something else now that I've got my 5 victories. I don't want to sort of burn myself out on enjoying Gwent, because I'm still currently enjoying it, and I fear too many more losses and I'll start getting sour and salty, as I so often do. It's an inconvenience and I'm not proud of it, but it nonetheless happens far more frequently than I would like. Right. So that does bode the question, what do I fancy doing now? It's too late to really start anything particularly specific in terms of multiplayer game after all. So I'll continue doing something solo, I believe. But precisely what is the question? There is one in mind. I can't remember how the fuck you play it though, and it might not work, but we'll see. I'll have a go. So bear with me for a few moments, because I will need to not only open the appropriate device, but I will also need to add it as a window. So, oh, hang on. Interesting. Is that not the correct? I have to bear with me a little bit longer while I figure out why that's not. Oh, I wonder if that's why. Yes, possibly. God, I really need to tidy this up. So 30th of the 1st, 2019. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. So I suppose let's find out. 1.7.4. Okay, let's find the other one. So theoretically it should be an older one. 0.9.9. Okay, yes, so I'll use the newer one. I just need to find the actual bloody folder. Possibly also want to increase the bloody size. Yeah, maybe. Difficult to say. Game settings, window size, times 6. Yeah, it's a bit better for me. Right, now I need to fucking find the fucking folder that I need. So that one, that one, that one, and that one. Hey, there we go. Right. Now's the point in time I find out I don't fucking own the thing. Oh shit. I may actually be finding out I don't own the thing. Ah, no, there it is. Fucking hell. Right, now the next challenge, of course, is... of course, for some reason, it thinks I've got a third screen, so decides to throw everything off into that screen. Very irritating. Right. So here we go. Where are you? That's it. Right. Come here. Game capture. That's what I think we want. Grab a new one. That's it. I suppose technically the auto works, but I must admit I like finding a specific one. I don't 100% worry about what's showing up there. Mostly because you can't see a lot of it, but also because it looks ominous. But I think it'll be fine. Oh, I hate this bloody resize function. Okay, so can we move it like that? That's it. There we go. It's probably about right. Oh, I hate it. I I hate you so much. Oh, no, I didn't ask you to do that, do I? Of course you're going to do that again. Okay, that looks just about central, and now we just drop it down. Superb. Right, now we need to rearrange all my fucking windows. No, not like that, you stupid bloody machine. No, 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 no. Behave. Thank you. Like that. Like that. Now we get that. There we go. Superb. Right, there we go. Now is the point in time we find out that the control's not set up. Oh, no, that seems to have worked. Ah, super. Right. Oh, on this day, I see clearly a mechanical fortress slip through the cracks. Slip through the cracks in this world. Oh, bum, 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 bum. Feel free to guess what it is if you don't know it. The Byleth Lord, once put down by God, had arisen. And the Byleths would march again, imperiling the living. Ooh, what a fantastic word, imperiling. The lands were powerless against the Byleth menace. The great scourge cast its dark shadow across the earth. Oh no, the earth is burning. Oh dear. That'd be really appropriate if my flames kicked up. But I don't know. They're on a loop, but I have no idea where we are on the loop. And the children of fire cremated something. The children of water were tormented by a traitor to their queen. Yes, that was Alter Bridge, yes. I quite liked Alter Bridge. They were very much that sort of... I think they were a band that almost got a bit sort of memed out of existence into being renegated to not being very good, despite the fact that they were really quite good. But I don't know. I quite like their sort of... Obviously that, yes, that is the Edge theme on this day, I see clearly. But I quite like their Broken Wings one as well. Faith told them that God would not allow such a state to persevere. And then someone else told them that you're an idiot for believing in God. That was a bit divisive, wasn't it, that statement? Their prayers answered for the coming day, and coming people build the 5 houses. Oh! When the time is right, he shall come before us. Will he? That's how he'll come before us, with his willy. A chosen wizard with the power to bring something. You're doing it a little bit quick, gang. Oh, here we go. Here we go round the mulberry bush. Ah, the Eye of Judgment. Right, let's see. I can't imagine this game. I can't remember how the fuck you spelled Judgment. There we go. Is that going to work? I mean, it's updated, but I don't think they've got a picture, which I didn't suspect they would, because this is a bit of an old, obscure game. I used to love this game. Especially, this is the PlayStation Portable. The chaps of Judgment. But I used to quite like this one. I had it on the PlayStation 3, I believe it is. And the PlayStation 3 version, you actually had the physical cards and a camera. And what you'd have to do is set the camera up and play the physical cards, so the camera could read the cards that you're playing physically and then project, and then you'd get on screen, you'd get all the sort of monsters appear. So you'd place your card in real life, and then the card would summon on the TV, and it used to be quite fun. I mean, it was a bit daft, and it was, it's one of those ones where if you had a fold, if you had a fold in the sheet they provided as the game surface, it wouldn't work. If you had a light on and the light was wrong on the map, on the card, it wouldn't work. If you had the camera too far away, it wouldn't work. If you had the camera too close, it wouldn't work. It was like you had to bring about absolutely every planet had to align perfectly for the whole system to work. But it was still quite fun. The one thing that really annoyed me was because you could do it online, and what you'd have to do is you'd register a deck online so that it knew you weren't sort of cheating, and then rather than having you shuffle and draw the cards, you'd have to have all the cards in front of you so that the game controlled what cards you drew, so that it wasn't, again, no cheating. But I remember every fucking person turned the animations off, and it was like, for fuck's sake, Why don't you just fuck off and play the game in real life if you just want to see cards? Yeah? I want to see the animations. That's the point of having it up on the fucking TV. Why have it on the TV if you're not going to play the animations? But there you go. That's my sort of irritation with turning animations off. I get that it's quicker for people. I get that it's quicker. And even I, on some occasions, have to admit that I will skip an animation or two. Something like Fire Emblem. Every now and again, I'll skip an animation or two. But that's after I've watched the animations thousands of times. But with a game that is basically a card game, if not for the animations, what was the point? But anyway, the chosen wizard reclaims the town of Logos from the Black Forest and learns that Romilly is a student at the academy. He finds out that Pope Queen Kristen of the Land of the Wood will write him a recommendation, so he follows Romilly to the capital of Brigantia. When they hear a terrible roar and piercing cries of anguish, Romilly rushes into the lush green capital, and the wizard follows soon after. Begin the event, yes please. I mean, otherwise there'd be little point in continuing. If I said no. Continue the event? No. That's game over for you then. Eek. I'm being chased by goblins. Wow, it's murder. Wait, what's happening here? Why would the orcs do this? I don't know. Why would they? Romilly, I've got this, man. I've got this Crestin bullies. Romilly, real Romilly. Oh, shit in hell. Have you gone mad? Where is Zomba, leader of your bandits? Well, this isn't Romilly, goddess of the orcs. Only the real Romilly was injured by Queen Kristen and is still in recovery, which makes you an imposter. Preacher Nuva, I won't bother asking who or what reanimated you, but you must stop deluding the orcs with such blasphemy. I beg your pardon. This is no blasphemy. I've given the orcs a dream to strive for, to die in war, fighting for their holy goddess. King Zomba, this scheming heretic has taken the form of our goddess. Let us sacrifice her as an offering to the righteous. Going a little bit quick, game. I should have checked the options to see if I could turn off the auto-scrolling. What perfect nonsense. If you don't shut your trap, I'll shut it for you. Have you seen my wonderful frog? I bet you'd enjoy seeing my wonderful frog. Okay, so I believe... I don't know much of this game, but I vaguely remember... Is my mouse appearing? I don't know if I turned it off or left it on. Mouse? Mouse? Mousey mouse? Mousey, mousey, mouse, mouse? I've got to wait for the preview to see if the mouse is turning on. If it is, then you've had a sort of dancing mouse for a while. No, I don't think it is. Anyway, the girl, the female elf-looking character, I believe she's a female elf-looking character, I think is actually one of the cards you could summon in the original game. The wizardy-looking fella, wizardy woo, not so much. I think that is meant to be you. You are a faceless, literally faceless wizard. Deck select the fire deck. Sure. Why not use the fire deck? Check the deck? Yeah, go on, I probably ought to. Hellfire splitters. I don't know if I can... there we go. Quickness. Bug. 1 health. 1 damage. Can attack in all 4 directions, I think, yeah. And defend in all 4 directions, possibly. This one can only attack forwards. Return. I'm not entirely sure what that keyword means. Something to do with possibly returning to your hand, maybe? I don't know. Gain mana while a Fredonian Wanderer is on a non-fire field. You gain 1 mana each time you summon an allied creature. Okay, cool. Also can only attack forwards and only can do the other thing forwards. Enemies adjacent to the Fredonian Wanderer cannot dodge. That's usually quite good. The Part Mole Flame Lizard. The activation cost to attack Part Mole Flame Lizard is 1 less than listed. I mean, that's good. Yes. The Lizard Shock Trooper. I think that, yeah, that looked like a Byleth. And then you've got some magic cards there. Field Quake, any one field. Place this card on the card. I don't have to turn it off and on each time. That's very convenient. Dominion, Festival of Fire. Discard 2 creatures. At least 1 must be a fire creature during your opponent's next turn. Add 3 to the summoning cost of creatures on non-fire fields. Interesting. Granvenoa Altar. Discard a creature, steal 1 mana from your opponent. Well, I mean, we'll have a go. I can't remember how to win. I can't remember how to play. And the second one kind of is the real kicker, isn't it?
Player. Draw card.
Draw card. Oh, dude, I did like this game. I still have it. Technically, I could probably still plug it in and play it. And I've got the decks. I've got the decks I built. It's just it wasn't very popular. Is the problem. It's an unfortunate one, but it wasn't very popular. I won't mulligan because I don't know if it would be beneficial or not. So yeah, yes, knowing what to do is definitely a good start. Unfortunately, I don't. So this is going to be a slight farce at the beginning here. Zomba, get yourself together. Nova was never this powerful. What is going on? You have been sacrificed to Lord Sire. Now I shall claim your bosom. A Byleth body could Nuva have. You sold the orcs to the Byleths. How could you?
Begin duel. Player.
Player casting.
Mana charge.
Ah, there's the mana charge. Okay, cool. So I've got 2 mana. So I could discard a creature, steal 1 mana from your opponent, except that wouldn't be beneficial. I can Hellfire Spitter, place one of those. While Fredonian Wanderer is on non-fire field, you gain 1 mana each time you summon an allied creature. Okay, so I think we'll start with the Fredonian Wanderer. Oh no, that's interesting. Oh, the controller's gone off. That's why. That probably means it's out of battery. Are you out of battery? Or did you just turn off by yourself? I think you potentially just got bored. How much battery do you have? Controller. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. Oh, you do have very little battery. So it might be the battery turning itself off. Anyway. Right, so let's put the Fredonian Wanderer... I'll stick it in the forest. Although that might actually give it a disadvantage. It can't actually attack, so we'll just sort of put it facing that way. Take all they have, mighty orcs. Mighty hawk.
Draw card. Mana charge.
Okay, mana charge.
Mana release.
Oh, release. He's doing it very quickly. Leapfrog Bandit. Oh, I remember that card. Some of these, it's weird sometimes when you haven't done something in ages and ages. It's weird to then suddenly remember the fucking things because it's like, oh shit, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh fuck, the controller's gone again. Hang on. I'm actually going to have to resolve this issue, which is annoying to say the least. Oh, shitting dust everywhere because I've grabbed the cable that's dusty. Wasn't. Hang on. Just had to lift you up a moment, and by you I meant my computer. I want everybody in the audience just to go up slightly because I lifted you. Right, hang on. This wasn't really planned very well, I know, but there we go. Right, we're back in action. I think. Yeah, there we go. Marvellous, right. Unfortunately, we now have a cable, which is the reason why I like a wireless controller. Unfortunately, a wireless controller takes a lot of battery power. Right. Now, I'm slightly thinking... now, can we find... quick status toggle, game menu, card text scroll, that's fine. Check field, that's what I was after. So he's got 3 health points. So you've got 3 health points and 2 attack. So no matter what, I can't damage it and kill it. But I think there's an advantage to putting my cards on a fire field. I don't have a reason for doing it that way because I think it can attack in all 4 directions. So yes, I get the mana charge for that. I get extra health. I think I get the extra health based on the fact that I put it on a fire field.
Computer. Draw card.
I think.
Mana charge.
So the fire monsters, obviously, you can see like a fire field, a water field, a forest field, and you can also see, interestingly enough, we'll go back to viewing the... Jesus, okay. There's a lot happening that I don't understand. But anyway, so... right, okay. So as you can see, that field that it's pointing to now, I believe, is Earth, potentially. I mean, it certainly looks earthy. That one's going to be water. That one's currently on fire. That one's forest. And this one, I think, is neutral. I think the centre one is always neutral. Now, what's quite interesting is if you look with this one that's flashing, if you look at the very bottom right-hand corner of it, there's a little divot marked, and you can see that's marked on this one. It's a forest, and then the little divot's earth. If you can flip them, you know what is underneath. So if he has a flip the terrain card, my Hellfire Spitter would probably die. Mostly because it would end up on a water tile, and I think the water tile would take away all of its health. I'm fairly confident that's correct. Discard 2 to make that. Discard a creature, steal 1 mana. That could be worthwhile, but not 100%. Now, what is perhaps going to be beneficial? Because if I place that there... Yes. If I do that, I can then destroy his little fox thing. Attack. Sparking Rush. Poof.
Mana charge.
Yes. Oh, he gets some mana for the destruction. Okay, that's fair enough.
Draw card. Mana charge.
I'm not sure what that central tile... Actually, that might be Biolith rather than neutral. Nah, you insult me. Make a better offer.
Flare.
I'll make an offer. An offer of your death.
Mana charge.
Mana charge. Okay, cool. Right. Barrage. Part more Flame Guard adds 2 to its attack if at least 1 target creature is on a water field. Interesting. Now, I can't remember if doing this will stab up my own creature. I think it will, but I'm willing to do it anyway.
Attack.
Because it will remove one of his creatures. And yes,
Mana charge.
it removed
Mana charge.
the full of mine. Yes, okay, that's not... That wasn't quite what I was after,
Draw card.
but
Mana charge. Mana release.
never mind. Never mind. Oh, good lord, he's done lots of things. Tongue Slug, that's... it's still alive.
Draw
I
card.
don't...
Mana charge.
One crucial thing, I wonder if the help will help me out here. How do you win? That feels... Well, feels like it's gonna be rather important to know. Yeah. When Behemoth is summoned, half the time add 2 to its attack and it must use its secondary attack. Okay, so I'm assuming that's a 50-50 shot of something happening. So the flame... I could bring out another Flame Spitter. Let's just check the field. So that's got a lot of health, so I'm unlikely to be getting rid of that anytime soon. Oh, you do have... Ah, you've actually got a ranged Waggle attack. Attacks the same target twice. Cool. Except that... bit of a waste, but fuck it. I don't know if we can actually... I think you summon an attack. Oh, I have to discard? What the fuck? I'll discard that one because I don't want it. Why do I have to discard? I don't know. I missed a point there somewhere.
Mana charge.
Which is terribly inconvenient.
Computer. Draw card. Mana charge. Mana release.
Okay.
Summon.
Goblin Basher. So he's going to remove my poor little Spitter, I think. Ah, but my Spitter does get to defend, and it goes first because of quickness. That's what quickness
Mana
means.
charge.
Okay. Cool.
Player. Draw card.
Right.
Mana charge.
Thank you. Now, this one. Ah, this is a magic attack. Okay. It's destroyed all allied creatures on the board game. Ah, interesting. Now, the only problem is that's a free. I've only got 2 attack. And ideally, I would want to put it in the fire zone. I think... I think no matter what happens, that might be beneficial. Alright, we'll bring you out onto the field. This time I should theoretically end up having to choose a thing to attack. So we'll firestorm you. Can you counter magic? No, you
Draw
can't.
card. Mana charge.
As I say, I don't know if I can activate a monster that's already on the field. I don't think
Flare.
you can.
Draw card.
I think they only attack
Mana
when
charge.
they're summoned or when they defend themselves. Allied creatures on adjacent fields gain 1 protection. That was what Earth was all about. It was dwarves and protection was all the Earth stuff. Now. Yes. Unless, maybe I'm wrong. Check field. I suppose if we check field. Aha! Yes, you can. Activate for 2 mana.
Mana release.
Ahaha, yes, you can activate a monster on the field. Superb.
Mana charge.
Cool. I still don't know how to win, but I at least now know how to do that. So I could summon the canine. I believe canines... Earth on Forest is bad. I think Biolith is completely neutral apart from to Bioliths, potentially. I think that's why Bioliths were slightly... You know, they were powerful creatures. I suppose might be beneficial. Stick a fire splitter in the corner. Try and take that little wooden structure he's got down. Ow.
Mana charge.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, yes, I just sacrificed it because I didn't pay attention to its attack pattern. That's why you look at the cards before playing them.
Draw card.
That's very
Mana
crucial.
charge.
Oh dear. Okay, Field Quake card. Ah. Now, let's just check. Are you an Earth-based monster? No, I don't want to activate it. I want to check the card. Can I check the card? Quick status toggle. Oh, okay, that's interesting information. Yes, that's useful. But what I really need to know... Oh, I'm assuming green makes him forest. Okay, that's fine. Yes, that's alright. So I would not want to field quake that because it would be a terrible idea. Field quaking that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yes. I will field quake that card.
Mana release.
Because that should, if memory serves, possibly damage because of the field quake? No? Yes, maybe? I mean, it did do 4 damage, so I think that was possibly to do with it loses a couple of damage at least for being on Earth, and then the field quake may have done some damage as well. Discard a creature. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yes, I'm going to do that.
Discard.
Discard. I'm going to discard the Versa Canine. Ah, good evening. Good evening, Oni. You've missed a lot of Gwent. We are now trying our very best. Right, I need to figure out how to just end my turn. Possibly the game menu? End turn. There we go. Superb. We're trying desperately to figure out how the fuck you play Eye of Judgment. And so far, I mean, so far I'm doing a lot. And there's a Goblin Chicken Rider. Whoa, okay. Yeah, lots of things happened there. Goblin Chicken Stomp. Oh no, my mage is alive. Good. Because that mage is a very, very powerful card. Nowhere near as powerful as this Biolith Centurion. I think the key, if memory serves, Bioliths were fucking expensive, but incredibly potent. So that's the key thing there. So while Biolith Centurion is on a Biolith field, subtract 1 from the activation cost of adjacent allied creatures. Okay, I'm fairly certain this central one is a Biolith field. What I think I want to do is just figure out... Yeah, okay, we can turn them off like that, that's fine. Best bet, probably to attack and destroy the creature below me. Biolith Centurion. Plus the Bioliths did look kind of cool, because they're all mech type things. They are kind of funky. Why? Each time an allied green bandit is summoned, no. One allied... hard distraction. Each time an enemy is summoned to a field adjacent to Elite Brogue War Chief, opponent must discard a card. Right, that is why. Well, that's unfortunate, but... Oh well. Probably still maybe worth it?
Mana charge.
I think the win... Ah, check! Ah, what's that useless horse? Protect me with your life. So, okay, I think the win condition
Draw card.
is...
Mana charge.
Well, one would loosely assume it's get 5 monsters.
Summon.
Yeah? I think so. Abduction. You bastard. Oh!
Mana charge.
I can't deny that was a quality move.
Flare.
That was a quality move.
Mana charge.
I believe what that did was Abduction swapped the places of the cards, which put my fire monster on a water tile, which of course there is a problem. Right. Attack. Yeah, right. Magic attack. Right. Choose one allied creature who does not have a magic attack and that you can activate to attack. Target creature attacks without paying its activation cost. Yes. Because if I do that to cast it on my bone, he should... Oh, wait, what? Wait, yes. Yes, it was showing the activation of the card, now it's showing the launching of the arrows. Unfortunately, apparently, he gets a bonus for that. Annoying. No, that's not... Wait, I want to see the detail. There we go, details. Each time Goblin Chicken Rider rotates, he gains invisibility. Interesting. While an allied creature maneuvers on the board, Goblin Chicken Rider subtracts 1 from his activation cost. I don't know precisely... Because he didn't rotate. Don't know precisely what's happening there. So I think because I've burnt all the cards in my hand, I'm going to be having a hard time now. Which is unfortunate.
Draw card.
It's difficult to know whether I'm going to want to just keep playing things or not. Okay. I think once again we'll put the Fredonian Warrior there.
Release.
It shouldn't attack. It might attack.
Check.
No, it did not attack. Good.
Draw card. Mana charge.
I think the reason why my Spearman attacked was because it had an enemy target. Now, granted, I didn't want it to attack necessarily, but I think that's one of the special boss cards, potentially. Wah, now it's my turn. We fight, we ravage. The great Zomba is undefeatable.
Attack.
Yes, he might be, and unfortunately, I have now been checked. I think the computer's going to win after all this. You have sinned. Pay off or go straight to hell.
Check.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. Check is... That's
Draw
bad.
card.
Especially since I'm reliant on the draw. So that's inconvenient. Okay. Allied creature on adjacent fields gain 1 magic protection. That's not terrible. But also not great because I kind of need to kill something and I don't think... Because I need the information. 1 health. Okay. I think if we... I don't know... Okay, we're going to do it this way round because I can't guarantee... I can't guarantee that summoning isn't an end turn type deal. But that should... Good, right. That's removed the check, which gives me a little more freedom. So now... I think 1 magical protection for the Fredonian Warrior and extra health for the Portmole Warhound. That should work nicely. I mean, we've distinctly got a mana advantage, but unfortunately I've burnt through my entire hand, which is not... That's not optimal in any card game, really, is it? Okay, so if I draw a monster, I think I win.
Mana charge.
I've drawn a monster, so I think I can just win.
Mana
If I
release.
place it that direction, it won't attack, it won't get a counter attack, and I check, and I win. Robert, what have I done? Scion's words have led me astray. Please spare my life. Why is Scion after my life? Tell me now or you'll never regret it. Because inside your body is... no, why? Please, Lord Scion, stop it. We'll never know what is inside her body. What's going on? Nuva is disappearing. This is the power of Scion. Your Holiness, what has Scion done? Yes. Oh, I thought he was the evil one. He's probably a bit more than... Yes, of course. But first, don't I deserve an introduction? Could that be the chosen wizard by your side? I'd really rather not, thank you, big fellows. So I need to remember how the fuck to delete you, sir. Goodbye. Time out. Goodbye. You've been banned. You're banned. You're banned. You're banned. There we go. I'll tell you what. Because it will come up on the screen. You die. You die. You die. if you check the bottom of the... Actually, it's too late for me explaining it, but where the logo is... Let's see if it works. Should work. Might not. It might have disappeared. Oh, no, there they are. They are bouncing. Yay. You'd have probably noticed that when you were using your own emotes. There you go. Poor guy that got banned will never know what's inside Elf Lady's body. I think she is actually Romilly. I don't know that for certain, but I think she's called Romilly, from what I'm gathering from the dialogue. Could that be the chosen wizard by your side? Yes, he is.
Player wins.
There's a discontinued marquee of Toyota that debuted in 2003. I'm glad. I'm glad we've established what Scion is. I'd love for that to be what it is. I'd love that to just turn out to be, yeah, we get through the entire game, this fantasy game with giant robots, elves, dwarves, fire creatures, and right at the end it turns out that Scion is just a Toyota. I don't know precisely. I'm assuming it's a version of a car. The Toyota Scion is a car. I'm assuming based on the Toyota being car manufacturers. So what we got here, right, card details, yes. The Preacher Nuva, Betrayer of the Green Bandits. Whoops, I meant to check all of the cards. I pushed a button instead. Oh well, never mind. So we could go to the battle arena, or we could go straight into the story mode. Progress through the story mode, I don't know, you know. I could just have a look through some of the cards, I suppose. The Flame Aesthetic, the Monk Elder of Okanada. Oh, I remember him being quite good. Any that I recognise, you can probably be safe in the guess that it's safe to know that it's going to be a decent card. I think all allied creatures on adjacent fields gain 1 dodge attempt. Yes, which means they can sort of avoid damage. Oh, I loved her in more ways than one. But yes. She's got a magic attack, which is just strong in general, and the whole on a water field, she gains a dodge attempt. I loved that card. It was a fantastic card. Versa canines are useful in a pack, I think. If you can get them together, you can get protection going. Skeleton soldiers, I remember them vaguely. Leapfrog bandit, again, you can see the attack pattern. It's quite nice. The tree fox. When Tree Fox is summoned, rotate any creature directly in front of it 180. That's quite good. If you learn the attack patterns... Now, granted, I'm sure you can find them out by gathering the information in this game. I keep forgetting which buttons I should be pressing at which times, but that's not the point. That's quite potent, because you can then turn it around, attack it from the back, and therefore not get counter-attacked. Oh, Eden the Persecuted, yes. Again, magic attack is phenomenal. She is also a hero unit. Oh, it says there, quite clearly, hero of the Northern Forces. Hide all other allied creatures on wood fields gain invisibility. Nice. I don't know how we can scroll that, although possibly we don't need to, actually. I think all the information is there. Eden adds 1 to her attack if the target creature is on a wood field. So you want to put her on something not earth, but anything other than wood, I suppose, because then you've got a couple of creatures that are available wood fields, and the idea of sort of the idea that you can target a creature on a wood field as well. Because that way, in fact, you can remove enemy creatures on a wood field easier in order to then put your own wood creatures on there. Prince Lucirian, I don't remember him much, but he's another hero. The Juno Forest Dragon, obviously I remember the dragons. I think there is a fire dragon and an earth dragon and a dragon in every group. Claire Will's Banner, that one. Yes, I add 2 to the attack of 1 allied creature until the end of this turn. Yes, that was a very good one. Summoner Esmond, yes. Elven Subterfuge, I don't particularly remember. Flame Magus, again, Mage. They're good. Mages in this game are very weak but very good, because they can attack anywhere. So you stick them in a corner and they can just pick, you know, ping, 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 little bits of damage each turn, because they're low mana cost as well, I think. The Great Minos of Sayandar. Perfect dodge. That's very nice. Destroy Great Minos if he is on a non-fire field. Well, that's inconvenient, but still. The activation cost to attack with Great Minos is one less than listed. Always slightly confused me there, I think. I've seen that a couple of times just in this game. I'm sure maybe if I could remember how to play the game efficiently, it might sort of spring up as to why that wording is useful. But it just feels like why not just list it as one less? Why have that? I suppose I'm assuming that's based on if it gets increased, it's still one less than listed or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's weak to something that can target free, but I don't know. It just feels like a pointless statement. You know, we'll list it as free, but then we'll have agility, which means it's one less than listed. Which means why not just list it as 2? Triceptor Behemoth, nice. The Elemental Tritonan Queendom, the Tritonan Ice Guard. I remember them as well. Dancing Temptress. Ooh, I'm tempting you. I remember the Vinoan Assassin. Yes. Always attacks the back of its target. So I think a back attack does mean good things. Can't remember why, but I think it does mean good things. The Vazar Foot Soldier. Soldier? I don't know what a soldier is, but he's a soldier. Adds 1 to his attack if at least one other allied Vazar Foot Soldier is on the board. So yes, you want to... They're sort of very much Imperial troops, I suppose. You just throw them on the field as much as possible. Stone-winged dwarfs, they were fun. Because that's almost... Their gliders are almost like the Green Goblin, if you remember the Green Goblin. Giant Axe Dwarf. Sehollan Fortress. Bewitching Elf Archeress. They are good. They are very good. Because again, rotation is quite useful. Archery is quite useful. Plus, it's interesting. Most of the really useful, cool cards that I remember are apparently women. Yeah. While Elven Berserker Maiden has exactly 1 HP, she adds 2 to her attack. I remember that one, yes. Twin Goblins. Now, they were quite good because of that whole back-to-back thing. If you look at the sort of attack pattern, you can see they go forward and back based on their card. Biolith Battle Chariot. Now, here we're getting into the real quality damages. They are incredible. And you can see, again, they've got an interesting attack pattern because I can't remember... I think it's 1 turret that rotates, which should really be sort of like all areas you should be able to attack, but I might be wrong. The Taurus Monolith. Oh, yes. The Palmetic Holy Feast. The Beguiling Fog, Healing Shower, Fissures of Gurgle. Face my Fissures of Gurgle. And we are back to the beginning, I would say. I'm fairly certain there are more cards, maybe? Maybe you unlock some later. But I tell you, we'll do another chapter of the story. For now, I've got about 10 minutes before I'm going to put it away now. I can't tell if I'm a kingpin or a pauper. The chosen wizard saves the town from the new green bandits, and the Pope Queen writes him a letter of recommendation, ordering Romilly to guide him to the esteemed academy. They ride upon Romilly's sky stick. I bet they do. And then once they've come down from her sky stick, they get on with the journey. But she grumbles through the entire journey about having the errand thrust upon her. Well, at least she didn't have her sky stick thrust upon her. The artwork's quite nice, isn't it? This is the Academy of the Sacred Darkness, the foremost establishment of training summoners. Any one of us might end up saving the world, so we study extra hard. But not necessarily extra well. Hey, Romilly, finish your little errand. Who the heck is that? What's with the right robe? He can't wear that. I mean, if I didn't, my penis would be showing. White robes are only allowed for summoners who have earned the benediction of the god. You're not going to believe this, but it's true. Okay, everyone, are you ready? This is the wizard who received the oracle of something. That can't be true, Romilly. Because if it were, he'd be able to summon a card without using a wand. Yeah, if what Romilly says is true. I summon you. Ta-da! Long stagnant waters, their flow restored. Romilly, the flow led to your encounter with this wizard. The currents cannot be redirected now. The tide is high and with dirt the time is ripe. Chosen wizard, would you be so willing as to lend your power to the children of the water? Father Flo? Oh God, what have I gotten myself into? Now things are getting interesting. Remus. Very interesting indeed, Romulus. I guess we shouldn't tell Dad about this one. Oh, doodly-doo. So this means Romilly is destined to guide the Saviour. Shit. I thought that was my job. I'm now obsolete. Fuck. Ooh, waggly line to Kyle Shea. I genuinely don't even know if that was the beginning of the story or whether I've played this game before. Apologies for the incredibly uselessness of this. I just fancied playing it. It's another card game which goes with the whole theming, but I quite liked I Have Judgment, so I wanted to go on a little nostalgia trip. Vlo, a teacher at the academy, and Sama, commander of the palace guard, must save the Water Queendom. But first they have to find its former queen, Claire Will. They find that Corleo, head of the Corsair's family, is privy to Claire's whereabouts, but only willing to share his knowledge in exchange for a certain item. But neither Vlo nor Sama can obtain them, so Vlo decides to enlist the assistance of the great wizard, known as the Chosen Wizard. And so Romilly, Vlo, and the Chosen Wizard head to Kai Shai, where they will first rendezvous with Sama. Begin the event, yes, why not? Negotiation in the deep water. You're flowing in the deep water now, friend. You're flowing in the deep water now. 1 month earlier. It is definitely something different. Yeah. Good Simon, of course, says his family business is intelligence. This paltry son will not do something. You're as treacherous as they say, Corleo, and as greedy and as portly. If it's not gold you wish... Excuse me. That voice is surprisingly difficult. Right. Try not to ruin my vocal cords. Fire rubies, eh? And he immediately goes back to the voice. I can't help myself. I literally can't help myself. Kaishai Island. Big sword. Big sword. I mean, at the moment the sword looks a bit like it's the size of the town. I don't know if that's true or not. I would expect it, you. Yeah, the Chosen Wizard, he shall bring change to our world. Well, I never thought I would make it back to this island alive. This must be the Inferno Sword, or is this rock meant to bring press visitors? Only the Chosen Wizard can pull this sword from the stone. Great Wizard, do try. Oh no, it's a tiny sword after all. It's a tiny sword, it's the tiny... Yes, that's true. Great Saviour, may the sword be yours. Ooh, I've got a fire sword. Delightful. Good. Corleo, why are you here? Yeah, fine work, good Sama. Of course, this family will not forget you. Never underestimate the underhandedness of the Corsair's family. Minions, chop them to pieces. Deck select. I appear to only have the fire deck. And I feel like the fire deck in a water zone, not necessarily going to be the best one, but I've only got the fire deck available and I'm not going to build a whole deck now. Oof. First move, computer. Draw a card. Check hand. Oh, I mean, Mulligan, I think you actually have to redo the entire hand. I can't bother. What has made you turn on us? The fire rubies are yours anyway. Yeah, Queen Anne Feast's orders. We've got business with the Savoury's little elf. Have you ever given thought to the sacrifices we have made for the sake of justice? Over my value now, and over the wizard and the elf, and the rubies, of course.
Begin duel.
Yeah, prepare the dinner table. Minions, wield your axes.
Computer. Mana charge.
Okay,
Mana release.
what you got, son?
Summon.
Corsair's high. Was it henchman or highwayman?
Draw card.
So what I might be able to see it in the
Mana charge.
preview. No, it's going to be too High henchman. I'm fairly certain it was a henchman. I suppose actually there's a fucking quicker way of checking, isn't there? Corsair's henchman. There we go. We should probably know what it's going to do anyway. Library Peak. Ooh, is rotated. Look at the top card in your library. Interesting. And then instead of taking an attack action with Corsair's henchman, you may draw a card. Ooh. Ooh, that could be very good. So we probably want to remove that immediately. Alright. So I suppose that... Oops. Whoops. That's the one I'm after. When Behemoth is summoned, half the time add 2 to his attack and it must use its secondary attack. So I mean, it's a 50-50 shot, isn't it? Quickness, that's not too bad. Each time you declare an attack action, add 1 to its attack and rotation cost. That could be bad news. That's quickness again. The acquisition cost is 1 less than listed. Well, that could be beneficial, couldn't it? Especially if we put him on there and we throw down with him. Next turn, we might be able to utilise... There we go. Punch him in the face, and then next turn we might be able to remove him.
Mana charge.
Corsair's Oath. Ooh. Okay.
Mana release. Summon.
Extra mana. Now we're going to find out the benefits or unreasonableness of a back attack.
Player.
Yes, I think he may have done an extra damage for that back attack. I don't know. It's difficult to say. With his 1 attack there, it's difficult to know for certain if... Yeah, he's got... Oh yeah, it's just the henchman again. But yeah, it's difficult to know for certain whether that's back attacks double it or back attacks add 1, because of course that's exactly the same end number. So I can't really use that water tile below me, which is slightly inconvenient. It might be beneficial, I suppose. Yeah, if I stick to the idea, I need to try and plan these out. All allied creatures of a chosen element gain 3 HP. That's something you want to use later, I think. I mean, that could be beneficial because we know he's going to have all water-based cards. But that's only next turn, which might be beneficial to save that, if I can at least, save it for the idea of possibly blocking a checkmate, maybe. So for now, what I think I might do is just attack the thing in front of me. That puts us on 1 monster apiece.
Mana charge.
You get an extra mana for that, which may end up being detrimental. But I'm going to end my turn there, so that hopefully next turn I get 2 mana, which will give me 3, which will allow me to summon one of my larger monsters. Now, him using that water tile is not going to make much difference to me, because I don't want to be using water tiles. If anything, the optimal for me, of course... Now that's interesting. Does that mean it's got a push effect? I'm struggling to know precisely what that part mole axe thrower... I don't know precisely what he's going to be able to do. It's a shame I don't have that spearman. That spearman would be very useful right now. I suppose that's not going to be too... Oh! That's interesting. Yes, there's a lock. There's a lock on the field at the moment. And there's a lock on the Biolith. Interesting. I can't remember what that means, but it probably means something. It might be a case of I get told I'm not allowed to summon it. No, okay. No, okay, nothing particularly...
Unlocked.
Ah, okay. So now I've summoned a Biolith, it's unlocked. Okay, interesting. Yes, when it sort of... Oof, you just literally just saw it. So either summoning a Biolith or summoning something to the centre square has unlocked the field.
Draw card.
I can't remember the significance of that, but there probably is one. Really? Did you just literally end your turn immediately? Fascinating. Okay, so the very interesting thing is, I suppose, yeah, your rotation costs 1, but your attack costs 0. Which means if I did make the effort, yeah, I can only rotate you once.
Mana release. Rotate.
Slightly problematic. You I can't activate at all. I can't summon anything now either. This rotation strategy might not be beneficial, but
Mana charge.
once I've rotated him... Oh shit, okay, what are you doing? Unfair negotiation. Blast. I think I'm alive. Oh, probably not anymore. No, okay. That rotation was a bit of a waste, I think, because now I've just been killed,
Mana charge.
which is an inconvenience.
Draw card.
Yes.
Mana charge.
Oh well. Right, what we got? The archer. Okay, so the... I think I might go with the mage first. Now I've got the mana. Destroyed. Okay, yes. So I'm going to put him on that float. Oh. Oh shit. Why can't I? That's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't put him in the corner there. Maybe it's because you do actually have to put them next to an ally. Well, having said that, apparently I can put him there. And that is not next to an ally, is it? Interesting. That must be a rule I don't understand, but I don't know what the rule I don't understand is. So I suppose let's shove him there.
Mana release.
He can still do his magical attack and he'll still get the +2. Oh, plus his activation cost is less, so that's going to be beneficial. Okay, let's try and wipe that one out, the one that's next to me, because then he can't
Mana charge.
activate it. Although it's always a risk removing an enemy monster, because you're giving the enemy mana,
Mana release.
which is, yeah,
Draw card.
the Shadow Diver, as opposed to the Muff Dive. Did you have to? No, no. Just when the word diver comes up, that's what my brain springs to.
Mana charge.
Should spring to Holy Diver, that would be much more sensible. Right, now, can I put you on the fire field? For some reason I can put you on the fire field. I suppose maybe it has to be adjacent to something else. That might be how it works. So in order to summon something, it has to be adjacent to something. Now, okay. I think maybe if I use that, if I use this, I get to damage the creature in front of me, also get a creature on the field, and I'll get a magical attack, I believe. Now, I suppose it's as good a time as any to find out. Can I summon, then activate a card on the field? I'm not convinced I can. I think summoning is always your final action.
Computer.
Yes, it is. There you go. Okay, that's
Mana charge.
information we now know and own. Oh dear, another Shadow Diver. That's not great news.
Shuffle.
Okay, shuffling. Okay, attack. Okay, that's unfortunate because that is now dead, which is inconvenient. Ah, very inconvenient because that's what puts my activation cost back up. Bollocks. Hardly worth the effort. You'll find a receipt in your coffin. Oh shit, he's got me in check. Bollocks.
Draw card.
Big hairy bollocks. Big hairy bollocks. That's right, big hairy bollocks. Ah, a fortress. Each adjacent allied lizard creature. Are you a lizard creature, sir? No, you're a demon. And you're a beast. Okay. Well, we do have lizards available, but not on the field. Instead of declaring an attack action, any allied creature may move to an empty field facing any direction. Interesting. Destroy flame lizard barracks if it is on a water field. Yes, that's fair. I know that. Okay, we're kind of up against it. We're up against the wall, and we need to find a way to get through that wall. So, if I put that fortress in the middle, it might work, and I will be able to wipe out one of his creatures. And it shouldn't make a difference which way I face it, so we'll just sort of face it that way just in case it does. But I should be able to attack any... Okay, no I can't.
Mana charge.
I've just lost.
Mana release.
Shit.
Summon.
Apparently you can't attack with the fortress on the first turn.
Draw card.
I didn't see that being a thing.
Shuffle.
Well, bugger.
Attack.
Oh, he's still attacking. Oh, I remember that! The big ship! Oh, well, at least we got to see at least a little bit of the big ship. But yeah, no, I didn't know I couldn't attack with that tower. That's one of those ones where you need to have been playing the game a lot more. We're not holding our ground. Regroup. Our counter-attack must wait. Oh, shit. Player. Lose. Well, it's unfortunate. It's a very disappointing way to end. It's an incredibly sour note to end on, but we are nonetheless going to end, I'm afraid, which... yeah, it's very disappointing. But yes, no, I remember that galleon. That galleon is awesome. Because I think, again, as you would perhaps expect with a galleon, it can shoot out of either side, which is, you know, beneficial in general. The more areas you can attack, the better you've got it. But now, was the ship not in here? Cloud One and Marauder, Ghost Ship. Here we go. Yes. Look at that bad boy. There you go. Although having said that, still struggling to understand the entirety of the attack basis, because I'm fairly certain it could attack either side, but there's sort of like a sub arrow, so maybe it's... Plus it appears to have 0 attack. Maybe that's not the ship I'm thinking of. Not the ship I'm thinking of? Maybe there is a different ship that I'm thinking of. Storming Dwarf, Fortress, Soul Eater... No, pretty certain. Oh well, I mean, not hugely important, but nonetheless, the ghost ship certainly is not the one I'm thinking of. I wonder if I can find it in the library. I'll look at the library, see what happens there. No, okay, that's just information. That's fair enough. Anyway, that was Eye of Judgment, and as I say, way back when, I'm assuming you're saving automatically, are you? I mean, it doesn't matter that much if it was saving automatically or not. I'm not, you know, this isn't like a full dedicated playthrough of the thing, so it shouldn't make too much difference. Anyway, that was the Eye of Judgment, and as I say, I remember owning it on the PlayStation 3 and it being a real bastard to set up, and but it's an interesting little card game. I don't know, you know, that sort of get X number of monsters on the field and figure out how to not get your opponent to have X number of monsters is a concept I've not seen done much. Maybe I'll steal it and build my own Eye of Judgment style game and rule the world and be awesome. Yay. Right. Let's just have a quick butchers. Is there... Nope. Not really. Well, having said that, surprisingly low viewers for Mr. Buckley, I believe. So, I don't know. Oh, there's 3 viewers. Oh, I suppose Oni, me, and Tala. I'm assuming... I don't know. Lurks, Commander Root, and another Titty viewer we've established are probably sort of pity bots. 1 FPS, I don't know, but probably a pity bot, perhaps. Feel free, if you hear your name shouted out and you're not a pity bot, feel free to go, hello, I'm not a pity bot. And if you are new people, which, as I say, I've got a feeling most of these are pity bots, but I might be mistaken. Mr. Thicker, Mr. Lurks, Mr. Commander Root, Mr. Aten, Mr. Another Titty Viewer, and Mr. 1FPS. If you're not pity bots, do shout and say hello, and I'll say hello back. And if you enjoyed, you know, hey, do the things, do all of the things. What is it? Following, it's been sort of spinning the dice, or spinning the die. Technically, it's singular. Conveniently, it's on thanks for watching at the moment. That's very handy. The critical thanks for watching. But it's been giving out the information as it spins. As it spins delightfully, it's been giving you the information. So do feel free to follow if at all interested in that. And I will leave you with not only a cheerio, but I will leave you with the little end phase card. And what I might do is, when the end phase is finished, I might consider raiding a channel. Feel free to join, feel free not to join. Was that English? It was, just very mumbled English. So, anyway, cheerio.
Well, it's the last day I ever spend like it, I'll tell you. We gotta get organised. Definitely. We can't go on like this, frittering away our lives like we've done today. We've got to do something constructive. Time is valuable.
I agree.
So do I.
We only live once.
Of course we do.
There's a million things we could do.
Certainly there are things like
Yes,
this.
like,
Well, sure, we could.
I'll see you next Sunday then.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Cheerio. Good health.
Now we'll learn who's the best. Face to foot style. How'd you like it? Oh yeah? Try my nuts to your fist style. Who's laughing now? Please stop. Wimplo sucks as a fighter. A child could beat him. Gotcha now. Hi. Why?
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
I must apologize for Wimplo. He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.
Got a team behind. It's over.
If you feel you have what it takes to become a member of the Completed It Mate family, then subscribe, and you'll be the envy of all your friends.
I'm going to get on a balloon, and there's nothing you can say to stop me.
Tier 1 starts off with some extra average emotes to use in the chat. Plus, you get a friend request on a gaming platform of your choice and get to play video games with James Buckley himself.
I've got so many purple helmets in my face right now.
Tier 2 will get you another emote or something, I don't know. Plus a friend request on 2 gaming platforms of your choice.
Purple helmet. What's that? Let's see your purple helmets in